I think I'm live. Hello, hello, Zen friends. I'm all playing with my computer here, getting the screens all ready. So, welcome, everybody. Happy Sunday to you. Hope you've had a great weekend and enjoyed all this energy. It's a lot lighter than it was, at least it felt that way. I know Thursday and Friday kind of felt like gravity was so heavy. Yesterday was lighter. Today feels different too. A lot of dreaming, a lot of emotional, subconscious movement of stuff going on. So if you've been feeling it, you're not alone. All right. Hey, everybody. Good to see everyone. I actually do not live in New York City, Sushmita. Although I do get a lot um, uh, in my life, people thinking that they have seen me or that they know me. Like I've had people come up to me and say like, "Hey, Dave, blah, blah, blah. Why haven't you called me back?" And blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, "I'm not Dave." And they look at me and they're like, "Oh my God, you look like you're a spinning image of my cousin," or some, and it happens. So maybe I'm just, uh, you know, different, uh, whatever expressions of myself walking throughout the earth. But so it could be, maybe that's just what it is, right? All right, everybody. Hey, CJ, Crescent Moon, everybody, Sudeshna, Ashish, Touch of Love, Shaji, everybody, hello. Good to have you all here. I can't believe it's Sunday already. Can't believe it's almost the end of August already. I'm so glad to be in this time on earth with all of you and have you in my path. So grateful. Before we get into everything, let us bring in some beautiful love energy. We'll do that by hitting the singing bowl a few times. We'll let that love, eternal, unconditional love energy come flow into us, fill up our being, into our mind and our thoughts and our stories, into our emotions and our heart, into our energy, our meridians, our chakras, our auras, into our physical bodies, right? Our brains, our organs of our body, our blood, our joints, our muscles, all that beautiful. Let that come in, fill up our life, and then flow out into the world. Let it do what it wants to do out there to help raise the vibration of the planet for all of humanity and the world and the earth and the moon. We'll let that all happen. And as I'm hitting the singing bowl, if you want to immediately begin to raise your love vibration, if you think of just one thing that you're grateful for right here, right now, in this moment, that immediately starts to raise our love vibration, also kind of magnetizes us and opens us up to receive more of what we're grateful for. And of course, messages from spirit as well. So if you want to join me, I'm going to start off taking a big, deep breath to come back to right here, right now, not in the future, not in the past. Come back to this moment, and then we'll start hitting the singing bowl. So hold your breath as long as you want. Just don't pass out. I want you here and aware with us. All right, so big, deep breath in. Here we go. All right, let's begin. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me and doing that. I just love the energy. Let's put her back up here on her little throne. All right. So hello, all my Zen friends. So happy to have you here. If you're new to my channel or new to these readings, welcome. First of all, we got a great group. Huge hearts, great senses of humor. Two things we all can definitely use in this journey of humanity. Makes it so much easier, right? So thank you for being here. There's always room for more Zen friends, so welcome, welcome. You're always welcome here. If you want to know how the whole process works, check out the description box of the video. Has the whole process there listed. Basically, donations get first priority. I honor that energy exchange. I'll step out of free readings, dive deeper, meaning I pull more cards for those too. And today, if you make a donation, your first donation, you get a shadow and light oracle as your fortune cookie. And then every additional donation after that, if you make more than one, then you get an angel wisdom oracle for your fortune cookie at the end of your reading. I will be using today the Daydream Tarot deck. I love the pictures or the artistry of these. It's one of my new favorite decks, so we'll be using that. Let's see what else after I'm done with. I'll be on for 3 hours, and whatever I don't complete on Sundays, I do come back on to complete all readings, including free readings. I just take a little break and go eat and rest up a little bit, come back on, and then finish everything out. So Sunday is special in that way. So as long as you get your question out here, we'll get you your reading sometime today. So let's see, because I don't always get to free readings in my other sessions. Let me see if I remember. This week, Thursday night, Friday night, and Saturday. I think it was this week. I didn't get to any free readings. Last night, I did complete everything. In fact, I think we ended up having a half hour left over. So depends on the day and the moment. It changes from week to week. Sometimes Friday nights I get to them. Sometimes I don't get to any of them. So it all depends on what's going on. And I appreciate so much in the patience and getting to your readings. But if you don't want to keep trying, like I don't know, just know Sundays are special, that as long as you come in and put your question, you're going to get a reading sometime on Sunday. And I actually usually post at least an hour before, usually before the start. So like 10 a.m. Mountain Time, you'll see the little, I don't know what they call it, an advertisement or notification of here. It's like I reserve it. And so it sends out a little indication, but the chat is already active. I know, don't tell anyone, but you can jump in and you can start putting your questions early. So you can always do that too. What else? I think that's everything that I want to know. Oh, no, there is one more thing. Thank you, Spirit. After I'm done with each session, I do post a pinned comment listing the readings I completed in that session with timestamps. So you can look for your name, click on it, takes you right to your reading too. So very convenient. And you can always tell which ones I've completed, especially, throughout the other ones where you're not sure if I got to them or not. I'll usually put on there, I wasn't able to get to any free readings. I'll put that in the pinned comment. So oh, I don't even have to look, but I'll put donations and then free readings separate, so you can see if I got to free readings too. So fun. So we will dive in. I'll let you know here. Sorry, I didn't mean to shuffle while I'm talking here. But we will, I'll give you the order of the donations that I have so far. So this is what we'll do. So we'll start off with Sudeshna. I've been a little scattered these last few days because I got a new computer. And I have my old Mac that's about to, I think, over here, making sure I have everything. But then I got a PC instead of a Mac. And they work differently. So I get a little discombobulated. I'm like, oh, didn't mean to click that button, because their keyboards are different. The systems are different. So you kind of So in the middle of doing readings, I went off on a tangent and I forgot Sudeshna, your fourth reading. Thank you for your graciousness. Going, oh, don't worry about it. But we'll have that one first. So we'll start off with Sudeshna, making up for the one that I totally squirreled and came back and went on to the next person. So there you go. So Sudeshna will be up first for that one. And then Sean G, we have two for you via the CashApp. And then we'll jump back to Sudeshna for two more, and then Crescent Moon right now for two. So that's where we're at on donations right now. And we'll just start there. So let us not forget timestamps. So Sudeshna, we're going to start off with you at 11:20, 11 minutes, 20 seconds. All right, make sure I'm hitting the right button here. There we go. All right. So this question, I grabbed it from last night. It is like learning a new language, right? It's like going back and forth. All right. So you want to know, is the new guy that's coming towards you in love, among them, is there Nervik or Kishale? We're just going to call them N and K so I don't keep murdering their names here. My apologies. So let's take a look here. With this new love that's headed your way, is this N, K, and or N or K? All right, let's see what else I want you to know here. Like, because we're talking about the new, like the love of your life, right? The one that we're here. Yeah. I don't feel like it is them. Let's see what we have here. Yeah. N is would be more of a stepping stone, if anything, with the Devil card and the Queen of Cups, having you learn about your intuition, your empathic abilities, and it's helping you cut away some thoughts and beliefs and expectations. So your interactions with them would be more of a stepping stone, helping you let go of expectations and some of that old belief systems that hold you back. Because the bottom of the deck, we do have the Seven of Swords, which does talk about our own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that deceive ourselves, that cheat us out of opportunities. That's what expectations do. It's fear. It limits our view. We miss out on these things and these things because we're so zeroed in on, no, it has to be this. We're taught that, conditioned, all of that, right? So I don't feel like N is it, and K. Yeah. It's funny. Underneath this one, there was a 10. I go, oh, I wonder if that's the 10 of Swords. No, that's not the 10 of Swords. Well, here's the 10 of Swords. So there is here, K is also would be more of a stepping stone. Both of these energies are about letting go of expectations, getting out of our head around supposed to be, should be, need to be, have to be, must be type of energy. So they're not it. Let's see more about who this person is. Yeah, we've got the Two of Swords. That comes in here. I feel like that's these over here. These are the two individuals that this is what that represents, is there's two individuals that teach you about your mindsets. So I feel like they're like just reaffirming that. You have the Two of Cups. So here is the relationship that comes, that's the Lover's card. This is the relationship. Yeah, the Three of Wands is a different direction than you would normally take. Again, this is going through letting go of expectations is what allows you to be open and to see this new person. Otherwise, as long as we're still caught in expectations, it takes us a while to be able to move, or them to move into our peripheral vision to where we see them. So the more you let go of expectations, the sooner that you can they can come into your life. I don't feel here that they are anyone you know yet. We do have the Eight of Pentacles. I'm sorry, the Seven of Pentacles. I was like, it reminds me of the Eight of Pentacles. But this is the last thing that grows on the fruit tree, is the fruit. So it's patience, allowing timing to come in. But all these twos, Two of Swords, Two of Cups, Two of Wands, a lot of what you're learning about right now, through all the process of waiting and people coming in and out of your life, is your power of choice, that the outside world can't bring you what you are needing, because your heart, you are the one that you've been looking for. And then every moment that you're making choices of stories, of emotions, of your energy, even in the physical world, all of that is what speeds things up or slows things down, and is what draws things or repels things out of your life. So it's an important energy to not try to rush towards something, because um, it's like trying to run in water. You're not going to go very fast until you learn to walk on water. That's funny, because it's going to slow you down. But the more you rise above your emotions into your power, like Jesus in the Bible, right? He walked on water. There's also all these stories of monks, like Buddhist monks and different people walking on water. They were able to rise above the norm, and then they're able to live. And that's kind of what the energy is with all of this. So I feel like you don't know this person yet, and right now the Seven of Pentacles is having you focus in on yourself and learning these things before you guys come together. They're also on that same path. They're not there perfect waiting for you to show up. They're also doing the same thing. So, you're not behind, you're not late. You're both on the path of letting go of old expectations, right? All right, and so this one will give you your, yeah, we'll give you your first fortune cookie that will be from these oracles of the Shadow of Light. I love it. Your first card is card number 8, Grumpy Kid Fairy. Oh no, Grumpy Red Fairy, which says, "Be your true self." That's what we're talking about. You're being true to your authentic self. You're letting go of all these expectations on everyone else, but also on yourself, to where you can be true to your authentic self. So let's see what the red fairy here, the grumpy red fairy, has to say to you. She starts off saying, "I want to be me and be free without everyone giving me an opinion." There you go. That's what all those expectations are. Popular opinion we've been taught to believe is the truth, instead of, uh, realizing it's all opinion. Hey, Debbie. Hey, love, everybody, Alicia. So it says, "I like being different. I won't be changing unless I want to. I don't need to change to fit in. I only need to be true to me. And the people who think I should be smiling or wearing a pretty dress, and that I should stop messing with my hair, they can just deal with it. Some folks do gasp at tattoos and piercings and black clothes. But guess what? Some of the world's scariest looking people are the kindest and sweetest on the inside. You two are fiery, playful, defiant, and lots of fun. Be you. Be rebellious even. Who's to say how you should look or behave? Conformists, that's who. Let's burst their boring bubbles and go wild." I love that for you. The divination message for this says, to some people in this world, sadly, but also truly, it is all about fitting in, all about playing by the rules. And because they put so many restrictions on themselves, all these expectations, right? They get very disapproving when others, like you and the Grumpy Red Fairy, feel free enough to be themselves, to express themselves in exciting and dynamic and creative ways. When the Grumpy Red Fairy comes to play, it may be time to really just be your own true self, whoever that is, from day to day. Wear black, experiment with your hair and your own personal style. Play the drums, join a rock band. Just don't fake it. Don't smile and be sugary sweet and all the nicey nice just because you think that's how you should be. Be real, be authentic, be funny, be you. Try different things, find out who you are. Then the smiles that do come will be genuine, and will warm the hearts of us all. Wow. So perfect. So it is about being true to your authentic self. And this is a lot of what, we're talking about with those expectations. This time that you have is to be more true to yourself. Hey Jojo, I know. Ew, conformity. Let's be true to ourselves and be free, right? That's a good message for all of us. So that is what they have for your first one there, Sudeshna. I know. Who knew it was going to go so deep? But we love that. All right. So that is what we have there. Let me just grab a couple more here. Got that. And whoops. There we go. All right. So, Sean G, you are up next. Let's grab your timestamp. This is for times 2. So let's grab that and put that in here. And so thank you for your donations via the CashApp. So we will dive in there. I know for your first one, you wanted guidance for the week, and then your second one's over here in the chat. Right. All right, let me take a sip here. All right. So guidance for the week for Sean. What would you like her to know? All right. Do you want this? And we do want this. We do want 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 leading to 5. Okay. Yep, Queen of Wands. It's like the energy. You get this card a lot, the Queen of Wands. It's your fieriness, your fiery personality, right? And it's about wielding your power. You've been learning more and more and more. It's like, and that's really all of our journey, to really step into realizing how much we're in charge of our life. Whatever I focus on in my energy every day is what draws all this in, right? So, of course, it's being aware of what you're focusing on. Am I focusing on gratitude or fear? On love, joy, playfulness, that higher vibration? I get more of that. If I focus on lower vibration, I get more of that. Which, an artist, as you are, there's no, for all of us, there's no right or wrong choices. But especially artists, music artists, people who create things, going into that lower vibration and being able to swim around in it is an important part of expression of creativity, because like we need dark and light, right? The shading, the shadowing is so important in artistry. It's even in music. We start off like feeling down, and then the music can transform us into higher vibration, but it took us through the resonating with, every human can resonate with lower vibration, so we can connect that lower vibration and then lift everyone up as well through it. So it is an important thing. Wow, that's very deep. I love that. So that's good to know. Let's see what else they want you to know for the week. Yeah, you have the 6 of Swords, which is a movement of thought and belief and mindset, and the 10 of Wands. A lot of energy here, but it's movement and change here. So I do feel like for this week, one of the things I want you to know is don't be afraid to change your mind about things. Allow yourself to have a change of mindset, because then it does create change in the outside world, which then your energy that you're investing does end up feeling more abundant. So follow the changes that you want to make. And do you know which ones you want to do? It's the ones that you in your heart want to make, not like I think I'm supposed to make, but the ones that you're like, this is what my heart wants to draw me in. Follow those. Those are the ones that bring you abundance and bring you more fruition with all that. Let's see what else we got here. Yeah, and then you got the 6 of Pentacles, the equal giving and receiving energy. It also is an energy of abundance. You have the 3 of Pentacles. Here's that creativity, being true to your authentic self. Again, reinforcing that. And the 4 of Wands, yeah. Joy and celebration. There is this gathering energy with that too. But I feel like it's more, again, following your joy is what brings in this abundant energy and being true to your authentic self, not getting out of your head. And we'll see what the underlying energy of those three cards are: getting out of your head, not doing things because it's, well, that's what people do. That's what we're supposed to do. Get out of that and sit in yourself and go, how do I uniquely want to express myself to the world? How does my heart want to do that, right? Yeah, you got the judgment card on the bottom. What is your calling, right? This is it's exactly that energy. Excuse me. Yeah, your voice, right? Voicing yourself and being and sharing that love in your heart with the world in your own special, unique way, not trying to duplicate, not trying to do what works, but what does the world need from you? What did you want to bring to the world? And I feel like that's what this is about for this week, is getting back to your why, not, the how and the what and blah, 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 but your why. That is your true north. That'll keep you it'll adjust you and keep you on your path, and it'll help you answer all your questions too. Yeah. Yeah, the Wheel of Fortune, the tuna for you. Everything that happens in life is for you in some way or another. Life is never happening to you, it is always happening for you. And that's something to remember. If I'm trying to do something, trying to head in a direction, and I feel like I'm stuck in mud and I'm not able to move forward, then I stop and I trust that, okay, you know um, is there a different path that looks easier? If you ever have walked out in nature, and there's like, especially here in Colorado, sometimes in winter, there'll be a little icy path. And if you get on there, you're going to fall down and whoosh. But you're like, oh, look, I can step off the path and walk on this grass, and I'm not going to go that direction, right? So there is a little bit of just be aware, follow your heart. Let's see what the Oracle, the Shadows and Light have for your first one, and then we will dive into. Okay, they do want this one. We'll dive into your second question. So for the first one here for next week, you've got Poe, Poe, card number 7. And this is time for change, to learn something new, to use technology and gadgets with wisdom. Wow, I love that. So let's see what she has, what Poe has to say here. So Poe speaks and says, tick tock, times are a changing, and I know you too will change with the times, and yet remain entirely yourself. What? Authenticity. There we go. You will be at once. Let's see. Let me see. Okay. I just had to understand the sentence. It says, you will be at once of the ancient past and of the new world that is coming, swift as the train that steamed toward me, making me gasp in wonder. Plan carefully, knowing that when you choose to make use of the new technologies, it will be fearlessly, gracefully, and with integrity. So maybe there's some new knowledge, some new ways of doing things this week, right? That's that Six of Swords. All that changes can be put to wholesome good and sacred use. The destructive capability of industrialization and pollution and mechanism is one you understand too well, but you also know that some of the changes to choose from can be used for good, not evil. It's time for you to discerningly embrace the technologies that will allow you to realize your dreams. You can't make this up, right? Then the divination message says, we are moving from an industrial world to a post-industrial world where the nature of time, the way in which we interact with nature, and the way we live with the technology we have created will shape us all. So today, think of what your relationship with technology is. Is it sacred? Are there sacred purposes to which this new tool can be put? And if you feel intimidated by technology, choose one area about which you would like to learn. You may wish to be more disciplined about your time spent online, and you may notice you have a talent for technology, for developing communication tools that link people and help us all develop communities for the highest good of all. You may soon become very adept at setting up websites or finding you love dabbling in web design, writing software, creating digital art, or posting movies you've made. You may wish to upload performances on the internet to introduce a wider audience to your skills and your talents. You may also notice how people today have come to use the internet as a weapon to bully and harm others and choose never to use technology in this way. You may have a gift for concept development and have brilliant ideas for new technologies for the future. Whatever it is the right time to truly work with technology in ways that will assist not only you, but many other beings too. Wow. I feel like that's so perfect for you for this week. So that is what they have for you, my dear, for your first one. So thank you for that. Let's see, are you here? Hey, Shanji, I'm a girl. You're so funny. All right. So let's take a look here and find your other one here. So just so everyone knows where we're at here. Let's see. Okay. I'll just kind of give everyone an update, especially here in the beginning. I know some people are wondering what it all looks like here. So let me grab another one here. So we have Shanji, we have one more, then Sudeshna Ghosh 2, and then Crescent Moon 2, and then Patty, and then 2 for Love is the Most Powerful Force in the Universe, and then for to Johanna, Jojo is where we're at right now. Yeah, nothing in there. So sorry. You're literally working on creating more content. I love it. All right. I think it helped. There we go. I think my voice is back. All right. So, Sean G, hello. You're so funny. For your second question here, as you get back to your content, oh, there we go. Engaging and posting daily. Well, okay, thank you. Will M be interested in mentoring and managing you and getting product deals? Okay, take a look here. You feel like you ruined that relationship. Sean, what did you do? What did you do? All right, let's take a look here. Of course, we can never ruin what is meant for us, right? So, we can only do actions and non-actions, say words or silence, and everyone else gets to choose what they want to do or do. We can't control that, right? But if it's meant for us, we can't, we can't do anything about it anyway. So, we've got here the bottom of the deck. We do have the Hermit card, which is about going at it by yourself, right? It's about stepping away, following spirit, allowing spirit to lead you and guide you. So let's see here about M. We've got the King of Wands, which again is deciding what you want. You are the ruler, and that you can do this on your own. It really feels like here, yeah, you got the King of Cups. You got two king energies here. Your balance between head and heart, your fireness. I feel like with all of this, I don't feel like you're supposed to. Well, not there's no supposed to's, but it's like it's not a requirement of your path to have their help to succeed. Yeah, maybe it'd make it easier, but maybe it wouldn't. Let's see what else they have here around this question, because I really feel like it can almost, sometimes people can be a crutch that hold us back because they're stuck in their ways of like, no, 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 no. This is how you do that. No, 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 no. This is how you do this. No, 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 no. This is how you do this, right? And so there's this energy of maybe it is better here, more you're more free to create and be yourself and feel less restricted by going this different path. Let's see what this equals here. Yeah, here we go. We've got the Temperance card and the Ten of Swords. Here's letting go of all the expectations, all that mind stuff, right? And the Temperance is you are the magic of the alchemy that helps things unfold and things go forward. You are the one that is needed in this, not someone else. So I like this. That goes back to that restrictions. Like they would be like, well, you really can't do that. No, well, we really should do it this way. No, without that restriction and you not knowing things, you don't know what's not supposed to be, right? The little restriction I'm not supposed to be. And you're like, oh, well, we can just do this. And people would be like, we never thought of that because they were so caught in how things always have been. You go outside the box and they're just like, whoa, kind of like you were talking about in this other thing is that you will bring something that other people didn't realize because you don't know you're not supposed to. I like that. I'm sorry. I'm going to throw another cough drop in here just to clear out the pipelines here, but that's it. You're clearing out your pipelines. Again, you get to speak your truth. Maybe that's why my voice keeps on acting up too, but it's like you get to speak your truth. Yeah, the Nine of Swords, the nightmares and insomnia, the fears. I don't want to make a mistake. I don't want to do things wrong. I don't want to, fail. It's like sometimes we do want other people involved so we can blame them. What? No.
No.
So I like this because there is the power of change here. And I like this for you. You have the Hierophant, the Major Arcana number 5, which is your higher self. Again, coming back to the Hermit card, that's your higher self guiding you in the spirit realm, guiding you to see things differently. And then 5, the master number of change coming in. And you have the 5 of Cups too. I like this, being able to move people emotionally. Going back to that previous reading about that you can do dark things, because that helps, that resonates. Every human being has had dark times. We live in lower vibrational energy. So tapping into some low vibrational expression is important because we can all relate to it, but you don't have to leave it there. You can change it. Like, it's interesting. It's like, oh yeah, here's a death and rebirth. It's like the death card. Ooh, spooky. We can all understand death and new beginnings, right? I like this because this is so perfect with what they were bringing through. It's like you can start off with like a dark painting, a dark creation. They're reminding me of Harry Potter when it's the one where they learned to change something scary into something funny. Like they had the giant spider, and then all of a sudden there was like roller skates on their feet. There was even the professor, he made him appear in his grandmother's clothing. There's all this taking the scary and then having it transform. You can even start off with a very dark painting, let it dry, and then phase 2 is putting brightness around the darkness. There's that kind of energy around all of this. And I feel like that's, you can get so creative if you go about this all by yourself. So I like that. So we'll see what your other fortune cookie is here too. But so I guess that doesn't matter. You don't need that other person. They're all about you go about it yourself. At least with that piece. Let's see what your fortune cookie is here from the Angel Wisdom Oracle. All right, there we go. And you've got grounding. Yeah. Says, I am steady and grounded. Your attention is directed up too high as if you're not in your body. A balance is needed between a focus on spirit and a focus on earth. So both the lower vibration and the higher vibration. Grounding will help you to better concentrate and focus and will also increase your connection to the angels. Wow, I love that. So how fun is that? All right, so that's what they have for that one. I see you have another one that came through, so we'll circle back around for that here eventually as well. All right, so I love that for you. All right, let me take another sip here. We are clearing the pipes. I'm so sorry you guys have to hear that. All right. Okay, so we did those there, and let's jump in here. So Sudeshna, we're circling back around here. Look, I didn't forget. We'll celebrate. All right. So let's grab these. These are all of your timestamps right now. And let's scroll to the top here. So let's give your first one a love and a like. Well, your first one of your second batch here. All right. So what do you need to focus on currently? Spiritual guidance. All right, let's see here. Since you're asking them, what's for my highest experience? What will make my path the easier path? That's what we'll ask, because that's really, there's no shoulds from spirit. They're like, what do you want to do? Right? They don't have a judgment and opinion on what's better or worse. It's just more easier or more challenging. And they're like, what kind of path do you want? I want the easier path. Been doing the harder path for a long time. I'd like an easier path. So that's what we'll look at here. What do they have here for you that would make your path an easier one right now? All right, and these here too. All right. Yeah. You know, you remember that frog just there. So sorry. So you've got here the 8 of Swords that is coming in here on the bottom, which builds upon your first reading that we did today. Maybe that's why it was delayed on purpose, right? It all builds onto each other today. All right, I think it's moving on. So sorry. I need to start doing like vocal warm-ups on early morning ones. Not that it's early morning, but my morning sessions. But the 8 of Swords is about questioning your thoughts and beliefs and mindsets and being able to flow and leave old thinking behind to move forward. And that's a lot of what your first reading was about, is all these supposed to be's and expectations and opinions you grew up with. It is a time to speak your truth, right? Is that all about the throat chakra today? About being true, like your first grumpy red fairy or whatever that was, right? About I got to be me. And we grow up with so many strong opinions about who you're supposed to be, what you're supposed to do, who you're supposed to be with, right? Really depending on, the family we grow up with, the culture we grow up, the countries we grow up with. There can be really harsh rules about all that. But this is about you questioning those opinions and see them as opinions, not rules. If you ever see Pirates of the Caribbean, when they were like, well, I thought that was the pirate's code. Well, it's not so much a code as it is more of a suggestion. And that's how we can look at, can't break these rules, but it's more of a suggestion. That's their opinion, but I get to live the life I want. But the fear of letting people down and what will people think and blah, 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 that's what keeps us trapped, right? So, yep, you have the 6 of Pentacles, which is the codependency energy, that belief that you have to give so much to deserve so little comes back from that childhood energy that we grew up with. Yeah, the Page of Wands, it's time to step into your power. It's time to step beyond this feeling as if you have to give to everyone else in order for them to be happy. That everyone can choose their own happiness or sadness or whatever that. But this is the energy of coming back to your power of choice, right? We talk about all the time. You choose your story, even though there's a lot of opinion on what things should be, what you should do. You can question that. I get to choose my emotion. No one makes me feel any way. I am choosing that. Even though I'm taught a lot of opinion, when people do this or don't do this, I'm supposed to feel this way. And then your energy, what you focus on, higher vibration, lower vibration, is what you draw in. No one is forcing anything on you. You're drawing things into your life. And your physical choices, I get to choose what I do. I'm not a puppet. Even though people convince us that we are, we're not puppets to the outside world. We get to choose all that, and they get to choose all theirs. We're convinced we're responsible for everyone else's choices and emotions and everything. So we feel like, oh, I got to do all this stuff, or they're going to be unhappy. That's going to be my fault. People can also choose to be happy no matter what. You can give someone the world, and they can still find one thing to be unhappy about. Oh, but you didn't give it to me in the exact time. It's like, oh God. So really, this empowerment is important here for you. You have the Four of Pentacles. Yeah. This is again about realizing that the outside world, if you define yourself by the outside world, you feel unstable because everything in that outside world is unstable. So if you're looking for stability in your life, stop looking out there and look in here. That's where we find it. Inward and upward, we find the eternal, unconditional love of the higher realms. When we define ourselves by that, we can give rats bohiny about what's going on out there, because that's just above and beyond extra. I find my fullness in here, right? I love that. Hierophant, this is about seeing things from a higher perspective, from the higher realms, not the human opinion, but it is a big number of change that you have coming in here. Yeah, a beautiful balance between your head and your heart with the Queen of Swords and the Three of Cups. Choosing joy, 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 and celebration. But the Three of Cups is also your spiritual posse. Know that you're never, ever alone. That's one of the things we fear, is I don't want to anger my support group of humans, because then I'll get rejected and ostracized out and I'll be alone. One, we'll never, ever be alone. There's too many people on the planet. We're always going to find people that can relate and we can get along for a while. But you always have your spiritual posse. You have a multitude, thousands and thousands and thousands of beings of unconditional love and light on the other side that are loving and supporting you. If you could step into your higher self and see yourself seated or standing among this huge stadium that you can't even see the end of the crowd of people that are supporting you, we would be like, never fear being alone again, because we never are. And they love us eternally, means it never ends, and unconditionally, nothing we have to do to earn it, nothing we can do to lose it. So we have this perfect love inside, and that's the love we're looking for anyway. The outside world is conditional, meaning you can mess it up and you can suddenly lose someone's human character's love because you didn't do everything they wanted you to do. And it's like, that's the instability of the outside world, right? Yep. And the Four of Cups. So you've got emotional stability that comes through all of this, realizing that the world is going to be and do everything they're going to do, and they're going to reject. And when they're in fear and feeling uncomfortable, they're going to do stupid things. When we feel unsafe and out of control, and we're going to do stupid things when we go into our fight or flight mode. But the more we question and dismantle our triggers that send us into fight or flight mode, meaning all of those thoughts and beliefs and mindsets of supposed to be and should be and need to be and have to be, the more we let those go, the more we have freedom, and the more we get to choose easily this easier path of joy and laughter and play, instead of freaking out all the time about how everything's not unfolding the way everyone's told us we're supposed to have it. And it's crazy because all of those opinions are different and contradictory to each other. One person says it should be this way, another person says it should be this way, and they're opposites, and you're never going to please everyone, ever. You're never going to please one person for their entire lives. You're always going to disappoint them some way, somehow. And the entire world, you're never going to please them all at the exact same time either. There's always going to be someone that's going to be unpleasant and unpleased with our choices. And that's all right. That's their choice. But I get to choose my story, my emotions, my energy, my actions, right? So very powerful awareness right now. So I feel like that's just nudging you more and more towards questioning all of these fears and supposed to be's and expectations that you have yourself trapped in, right? Yeah. You have the power, you have endurance. You've been through so much in your life and have overcome it. You've got the ability. It says, I embrace patience and trust in the process. Patience is a virtue that allows us to persevere. By trusting the journey, we cultivate endurance and resilience. The angels remind you that in order to succeed, you must learn how to control your impatience and wait until the right outcome you deserve comes along. Like your first card, you had patience in there too with the 7 of Pentacles, but it is realizing that everything is unfolding perfectly, and there's ranges of time. There's no wrong timing. There's always perfect timing for where we're at in our journey. And the more we raise our love vibration, the more things do speed up too. So I like that. All right, so that's for your number 1 of your second 2. So number 2 coming in, let's give that a love and a like here. And this one is about Sumita and Sat. We'll call them S. So check their matching in marriage. How's the match? Is he one for her? Arranged marriage? Will things go forward? All right. So based on current energies, so let's take a look here. Well, let's just find out here. Does Sumita, do they have, is it a faded relationship in their life, or is there choices? Let's find out that first. We have the Knight of Wands. So they don't have a faded relationship. Like they don't have one that before they came down here that we agreed we're going to be the ones, regardless of what we do, we're going to end up together. The Knight of Wands is about the power of possibility and choice. So Samita has, based on their choices, they can end up with this person or this person or this person or maybe a fourth one, this person. So there is a variety of choices that based on her energy, their energy, they get to draw into them the relationship that they're looking for. So if there's multiple interests, it's because they do have multiple choices they can make in a path that they would go forward in. But it has to do with her energy, right? Coming back to the Knight of Wands, like we were talking about for your journey. So the same for all of us. Whatever I focus on is what I draw toward me. If I'm focusing on fear, oh God, I'm going to have a horrible marriage, or I need to have this, I want to have this, then that gets pushed away. But if I have trust and gratitude in the Creator going, I trust that you're going to bring me the perfect person in the perfect time and in the perfect way. I'm going to focus on joy and gratitude and higher vibration. I draw in something that matches that, right? So it's important for her to be aware of that energy. So let's see here. The energy between these two, what kind of energy comes in with that? How's the match? Okay, thank you. Already asked, is he one for her? Well, let's see. Are they one of the possibilities that they would be married to? So we'll do that here. And then based on current energies, will things go forward? All right. So how's the match? How's the energy between them? Yeah, there is joy. There is a dream come true energy with the Star card and the 3 of Cups. So that does feel like it's a good match. It feels like there would be good joy. And again, it's that dream come true energy of the Star card. So very positive energy. Is he one for them? Yeah, look at here's the Ace of Wands. Yeah, it's one of the choices that they could make with that Knight of Wands, who is in pursuit of the Ace of Wands of the power. Here is like, yeah, that is one of the power, one of the um, possibilities out of like kind of saw four possibilities of marriage um, out there, which doesn't mean that they'll have four that they'll go through to find the marriage. It's based on choices. They can end up with four different possibilities. If they make choices to go this way, they may never even come across these other three. Hopefully that makes sense. Is it an arranged marriage match? We have the 10 of Wands and the 4 of Wands. Wow. The marriage card with the 4 of Wands and the 10 of Wands. Both of these together are joy and abundance. So, yeah, this does feel like a good match here. Will things go forward? 2 of Cups. Well, I think they might have a match here. Based on current energies, it does feel like this will move forward and that it's a great, abundant, joyful type of union. So this looks good. Let's see what the Angel Wisdom card brings in for them as well. Too funny. Couldn't ask for more perfect cards in a way. Wow, look, yeah, money, money, ching, 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 abundance. I am tapped into the universal supply of money or abundance. The angels ask you cut back on your spending and get the most of your money in line with things that are most important to you. So focusing not on abundance, but focusing on fullness of life, right? Angel number 88888, so there's 5 8s, is a message to learn to manage your money better, as it can help you become financially secure and provide a safety net for any unpredictable situation. Well, I feel like August coming up here with all those 8s is probably an important month for all this, right? All right. So that's what they have for those, Sudeshna. So many blessings to you. I like this here. All right. So let us take that as a deep sigh there. Let me take a look here at some timestamps here. All right. Let me just jot a couple more down and let you everyone know where we're at here. So we got that and then timing here. Yep, okay. And all right. So up next, I have 2 for Crescent Moon, and then Patty. 2 for Love is the most powerful force in the universe. Then Johanna, then back to Shanji, and then to the Gemini, and then to to David. Let me see here. I might have you out of sync here, Sean. Yeah, you're after. Sorry, you're after the Gemini here. I kind of jumped ahead here. Oops, don't do that. Hit a wrong button. So you're actually after the Gemini. Yeah, I see your question there about you apologize in advance for your question. So I do see your question out there. All right. So that is where we are at. So let's jump it back in here. So we got Crescent Moon. Let's jump into yours. You got 5922. This is times 2. All right. Oh, yeah, I get you. I see your comment over on the Cash App, so I'll read both of those before I answer. So good. Thanks for the heads up. All right, Crescent Moon. Thank you so much for your dual donations. We'll start off with number 1 here. Always nice to see you too, Detective BZ. Boom. Absolutely my pleasure. So you've been sensing something specific about MS. So a reading on MS for today through Friday. All right. Let's take a look here. All right. Okay, thank you. I do want that one, and I do want those two with that one underneath. Okay. Thank you. What else? They don't want those, but they do want those. Those two there. Okay. All right. So we'll see what they have here. Bottom of the deck, we do have the Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups energy. I mean, sometimes that takes us into like an energy of like dream come true, blah blah blah. But I don't feel that with this right now with them, because the Nine of Cups is the hermit energy of the nine is really coming through. This pulling back, turning inward for their self-love. And I feel like they're doing a lot of reflection on what do I want? What do I want in life? Because there's something that's triggering this. How would you say this? This inner reflection, but it's like the feeling emotionally empty, which this makes sense with all the energy I've been feeling from this Leo new moon. Definitely coming in about reflecting on life and stuff bubbling up from the surface. It feels like this pull inward. I'm usually a hermit anyway, but there's this pull of inner. It's like all the energy went whoop and is pointing inward, and that's kind of what I feel like they are going through right now too. Is this trigger of looking inward, 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 and the outside world is becoming muted in a way. They can still hear, or let's say muffled. They're really focusing in inward, so they're not paying attention to a whole lot of the outside world, if that makes sense. Let's see what else. Yep, Three of Cups. So they're joy, joy, joy. And this Nine of Cups and the Three of Cups is that, what is my joy? What will bring me joy? What hasn't brought me joy in the past? Been reminded of the Four of Cups, because the Three Cups that are in front are the things of the outside world that feel empty. Relationships, situations, and things. I don't feel full with those things, so I'm turning inward, which is great, because when we turn inward, and if we turn upward, we do find that Ace of Cups that fills up all these Nine of Cups, that then allows us to feel the joy, and everything in the outside world becomes above and beyond extra. So I do feel like they're in this kind of mood, internal mood of finding their joy and feeling a bit empty emotionally when they're reflecting on the outside world. Let's see what else we've got here too. Yeah, Ace of Swords, trying to see things, trying to gain clarity from the sorry, of the moon, all this emotional energy and the new moon energy. So this makes sense with both of those coming out together. We'll see what this card underneath is here too, but they very much are this trying to gain clarity around, why do I feel this way and I don't feel the way I thought I'm supposed to feel when I have things in my life and have had things in my life that were supposed to make me feel full and whole and joyful and woohoo, content, and none of that. What's happening? What is this? So very reflective energy with this going on. And the underlying energy under these, yeah, the Devil card, yeah. So the shaking and the rattling of long-held thoughts and beliefs and mindsets. It makes sense. Shadow energy coming in. Again, I thought I was told that when I would do this, this is how I was supposed to feel, but it's not. All this opinion that they've had their entire life, long-held thoughts and beliefs and mindsets being challenged, kind of energy. And so they are in this feeling of discontent, or whatever that was. There some sort of beginning of a novel or a movie, in the season of discontent or something like that. That's what kind of is coming through. It's like, yeah, I'm in this state of discontentment, but I don't feel like anything in the outside world has brought me that up to this point. And I'm in their energy. I'm feeling like I don't know if anything will. Not that they're suicidal. It doesn't feel like that. They're just questioning and trying to understand. Let's see what else we got here. Yep, Six of Cups, a lot of past life energy. They're thinking about a lot of emotions from the past and people from the past. Of course, that's coming in here in situations. But the High Priestess very much is this energy of stepping back, going up into their High Priestess temple, both with the moon and the High Priestess. That's moon energy, connecting higher, looking behind the veil, diving deep into the emotions and trying to understand what's going on. So this feels like a big piece. Everything else just feels like they're going through the processes. Like, I'm going to work, I'm doing the stuff, I'm doing the interactions with people, but it's empty and it's limited as much as they can. Not very interactive with people and situations. It's like they're doing just what needs to get done so that they can spend time reflecting and trying to figure out, what do I feel will bring me passion into life and bring life back to life instead of this feeling like they're existing. So interesting. Let's see what this fortune cookie brings in too, because your first one is from the shadows and light, which is what's going on with them, right? Let's see what more they'll tell us about what's going on with them there. Wow. Look at the bottom of the deck. Death and the Maiden. Invasion, boundaries violated, dominance. I don't think that's theirs, but it's interesting that death and rebirth energy is definitely there. Let's see here. Well, that's too many. Maybe if I shuffle with my eyes open, I won't miss my hand. All right, here it is here. Let's see what else we got here. Pink Lotus Fairy, a time for spirit. Definitely inward and upward, a time for spirit. Look at that. Sitting on the lotus flower, meditating. That's that kind of energy, right? It's like the High Priestess. Excuse me. Let's see what we have here. All right. So the Pink Lotus Fairy speaks. So this Pink Lotus Fairy speaks up first and says, on your journey, on your quest, there are times when it is worth finding that very heavenly place within where the soul of love resides. In this blissful state, this nirvana you'll be nurturing, some new, very enriching and exciting information and guidance will come to you. It will be very helpful for you to take up yoga, Pilates, or a physical exercise that has a spiritual practice attached to it in order to cultivate your inner peace and receive these messages clearly. Soon, a teacher, a guide, or a mentor will enter your life. And when you meet that person, know he is there to demonstrate ways for you to find your own path and to grow and evolve into your being that you're meant to be. Go within, look deeply in your heart, and find the love that overflows in its secret, quiet places. Your love is rich and warm and flowing still, and it's time for you to renew your connection to the source via the teachings you'll be introduced to soon. When you patiently learn from a good teacher who is pure in intent, your powers of focus, telepathy, intuition, and inner peace, no matter what the outer circumstances, will be greatly amplified. Wow, this is all that energy we're talking about. So I feel like maybe they will have a teacher, or whether it's maybe not physical, but they might come across someone in this inner search that they'll resonate with on Instagram or, YouTube or something, where they're like, wow, they're really speaking to me and they're helping me. And I feel like that's important. The divine or the divination message that comes with this says, spiritual quest. travel, calm, relaxed yoga pose, self-love, and self-acceptance. Third eye and crown chakra activation, chakra awakening, connection to all. Crown chakra connected to the universe, receiving universal love messages. Self connected peacefully to the earth, peaceful flowing energy in the body, tranquil, sublime spiritual moments of connections. Blessings showering upon you due to correct relationships with body and soul. So all this energy that's coming in, this is like what they need right now because everything else just feels so empty. Time to take a class, a course, or a new study program. Time to welcome in a new teacher, either in the form of a physical being or perhaps a path that speaks to your heart at this time, or a spirit guide who resonates with you. Know that while this path and tranquil, I'm sorry, know that while this path and tranquil, easeful philosophy may seem out of character for you, it is a deep and true part of yourself that has long yearned for acknowledgement, fulfillment, and the nirvana that's on its way. Very much all the energy we talked about. This is the path that they are, and it's time for spirit. It's time for them to turn inward to find out what will make them feel full because they're so in the outside world. They're just so discontent. The season of discontent. So hopefully that makes sense. I feel like that's what they want you to know with that one so far. And then let's take a look at your number 2 here. So thank you for your additional donation. What do you see unfolding between MS and you the beginning and end of August? Details, details, details. Yeah, let's take a look here. Let me crunch my cough drop here. So what's the energy between the two of you? Beginning of August. Okay. All right. What do we got here? All right. Let's just scooch these over here. All right. So we won't look at the bottom of it yet. We've got the Wheel of Fortune. 10 is endings, beginnings energy. And it feels here, this is the wheels of fate that are turning. It is for you. And I like that energy coming in to tell us in the beginning, right? It is for you. Whatever's unfolding is for you. The tuna for you. Even your human will be understanding and knowing what is, which you're a very understanding person anyway. So you're like, I get it. I get it. But let's see what it is here. Let's get into the detail. Well, we do have the sun card too. Bright light shining on things. Leo energy, which of course we're in. The sun is in Leo right now, and the sun rolls over Leo. So it continues here at the beginning. And it feels like this is from, because it's like August 1st to August 19th with this card being number 19, because actually Leo season ends August 22nd. I think August 22nd when it goes into Virgo. So there is this energy here, this bright light being shown on things. We do have the 10 of Swords. Again, this ending energy with the 10s, but this is the letting go of expectations. I'm tired of trying to be something that everyone wants me to be. I feel like this is a lot of, could be your energy too, but definitely their energy of, I'm tired of trying to be everything to everyone else and what do I want? So a lot of clarity. The sun card is playful energy. It is the inner child, wanting to go out and play and have fun in the world, so interesting energy there. Let's see what's underneath here too. Page of Pentacles. So there's an opportunity here to do things unexpected, to not do something that is serious, not something that is trying to fulfill something. But I feel like if we look at it as this lifetime of mine is for me, and maybe it is saying, hey, do you want to go, I want to schedule a play date with your inner child. My inner child wants to go on a play date with your inner child. Let's go do this. Let's go to an arcade and play games. Whatever it is that you feel like your inner child wants to go do. It's innocent, it's playful, it's not sensual or anything like that. This is an energy of, let's get out of the mind and get into the heart and into our inner children and go do something fun. It's almost like there's this they need an invitation. They're reminding me of, like, when we were young children, before we didn't have social media, when I was a child, of course. But you would go over and knock on your friend's door and go, can David come out to play? And they're like, no, he's with his dad, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Or they're like, yeah, hold on, David. And then he'd come down and you'd go run and you'd go play and go do stuff, back then. Now it's like, come and play games, and, you're talking to your friends online and don't even see them in person or whatever. But this is about doing something like that kind of energy that's here. You got the Page of Wands. Page of Wands here with the Ace of Wands, which now is the time to bring in the bottom of the deck, which is the Knight of Wands. So the underlying energy of all this is about energy and focus. Whatever I focus on is what I grow and expand. And so when we're looking at, going into this with these expectations being released, if I focus on expectations and what's not happening, what I feel I need and want, that's what pushes things away, right? But this focus on fun and play, that's the one I mention it a lot when I talk about higher vibrations, unconditional love and gratitude and laughter and joy and play. But play is so important for our human and for our experience here, because we take life so serious that getting out to play is important. But all of this focus, the Knight of Wands, is the quest of stepping into my power and realizing it. And here you have the Page and the Ace. Both of those are about stepping into our power of, where am I putting my energy and what am I growing? Am I focusing on lack or am I focusing on play? And I like that. Oh, the last time you saw each other is an arcade? Wow. So there you go. It's time for another play date, right? You're like, hey, let's go to an arcade. Remember that? Just however that resonates, right? But I love this. And then, which brings us down, and we're not going into the future and being lost in fear, but we're in the moment, now that we have here. So you played pinball for several hours, laughed and fun. Yes, exactly. That's the thing. That's the joy. And that's the difference, that allows them to feel going, that's what I live for, not all this other expectations, all that. When we have expectations here and we're trying to do all this stuff just to get up to ground zero. No, when we have no expectations and we're playing, that's when our life feels abundant. So I love that. A little warning popped up across the screen. Can you guys still hear me and see everything okay? It blipped there for a sec. I get to hear what it said, but I didn't get to see what it said. I didn't hear it because it wasn't verbal, but I didn't see what it said. So hopefully, okay. So maybe it did disconnect on my side for a second too. But I like all this laughter and fun and the focus in on joy. And that's what would be great, and what they need. They need to see the connection to what brings them joy as this human, instead of trying to live up to all those expectations and just feeling like I'm pouring all this energy just to get to ground zero. But there's this energy therein about joy, and feeling that. So I like that. So hopefully I'm back. Can you guys hear me okay? Well, I feel like with all this wands energy that it is dependent upon you. If you're focused on gratitude for those times you had and joy and celebration, not want, need, if you do that, it pushes it away, right? But when you're focusing in on your higher energy, that's what draws in more of what you're grateful for. So if you think about that and go, oh, I love that. And what other fun things did we have? Oh, when we did that, that was so fun too. And with all this wand energy, it could be you reaching out and you being the one to say, hey, you want to go do this? Because I feel like they need someone to, like when I was talking about before, if hopefully that was part of what you got to hear was little kid going to their best friend's door and going knock, knock, knock. Hey, can you come out to play? And I feel like that is you um, going, you know what I was thinking about? You remember that time we went to the arcade? I had so much fun. Do you want to go do that? And kind of just see what they're willing to do, right? Yeah. I like this. You got boundaries for your um, fortune cookie that says, I am worthy and deserving of setting and maintaining boundaries that serve me. The angels want you to remember, if you keep prioritizing the needs of others and ignoring your own, then things might fall apart. For once, love yourself and do the things that please you, no matter what others might say. I like that. So go say, you know what? I want to go play at the arcade. Do you want to go with me? It's like, I'm going. Do you want to go with? You know? And then if they say, well, I really don't want to, go do it anyway. Go have fun, have a blast, take pictures. Go, this is great. So I love that for you. So hopefully that helps. All right. So that is what they have for you, my dear. So thank you again for your donations. Have fun. It's good good reminder for all of us to get out and play. All right. So Patty, you are up next. Let's grab your timestamp here. There we go. So Patty, let's give that a love and a like since it lets me. Hello, hello. You want to know, how does your financial future look and how do you go about manifesting abundance? All right. So based on current energy, how does your future financial look and what can you do here? Okay, leave this one and this one and this one to secure, or how to manifest abundance, right? All right, so they don't want the bottom of the deck this time. But how does your financial future look right now? Well, you have the Empress. So right now, the energy, the future does look abundant. That's creativity, abundance, one of the big abundance cards, harvest energy that comes in here. You have the Two of Swords. So there is some decisions that have to be made here. Yeah, the Three of Pentacles, which is about authenticity and creativity here as well, which the Empress is number 3. So there is this abundance energy. And I feel here, because you have the Empress, which is the major arcana, big abundance, and then the minor arcana, Three of Pentacles, which is a reflection of the Empress, but it's smaller. So it's basically, the message I'm hearing is the size of the abundance depends on the choices that you make. So I like that about how do you go about manifesting it. We'll find out more here. So you have abundance. You have abundance now. You have had abundance. And probably we'll talk about Wands energy in here somewhere, I'm sure, because they're already taking me into this. If I don't recognize the abundance I have now, I won't get more because I'm focusing on lack. I'm focusing on, well, the abundance I have now isn't enough. That's lack energy. And if my energy is focused on not enough, what do I get? More of not enough. It pushes that away. But if I switch my energy, that's the secret, or not really, it's a secret. It's like spirit doesn't go, shh, don't tell anyone. They're like, it's an kind of a something that's been forgotten is when we focus on what we're grateful for in the moment and what we have had, we draw in more of that. We become a magnet for that. When I focus on need and want and fears and lack and all that, that's what pushes it and makes it harder for it to come toward us. So I feel like regardless you have abundance, you're going to have more abundance. But if you want big abundance, like the Empress, then we start focusing on the gratitude for what we do have and have had. Sincerely, we can't fake energy. If I'm going like, oh, I am so grateful, but when am I going to get more? My energy is focusing on lack, right? If I'm truly sitting and going, I release it to you, Creator. I'm so grateful for what you do have. That abundance comes to me easily and effortlessly, and I love, and I'm so grateful for when I had that abundance and that abundance and that came into my life, and what I do have in my life, it just changes it all. Let's see what we have here. Yeah. 10 of Swords is letting go of expectations. That's the lack energy when I'm like, well, I'm supposed to by now have this, and I should have this, and I need to have this, and all those expectations focus on what I don't have instead of what I do have. That's what this expectations does. Got the Strength card. You do have Leo energy here for August, the number 8. So I feel like there's going to be something special and courageous and really using that sun brightness energy in August. We'll see what more comes in here. Yeah, you got the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups here. The Strength card is about connecting to our higher self. We have our human self, which is normally the lion in the Strength card, and our higher self is the maiden, which has the infinity symbol above her head. And the Ace of Cups is about our self-love and our higher love. So a big piece of this is realizing and turning inward and upward instead of outward is an important energy here for you to help manifest. And it's realizing I have everything I need inside of me. Anything in the outside world I'm trying to use to fill me up is going to fall short. But once I turn inward and upward and I connect with my higher self, connect with that higher love, that eternal unconditional love, then I have this fullness of life. The outside world becomes less and less lacking because I'm filling up from the inside. Then it becomes above and beyond extra. So the outside world does change from a place of lack to a place of overflowing abundance because we find what we need in here. The outside world of abundance really is always going to feel less and not full until we find that inside of us, right? Yeah, we've got the 8 of Cups coming in. Here's all these 8s coming in, and the King of Swords too, the master of seeing things from the higher perspective. So I do feel like here there is this change of awareness is what brings in abundance for us. It's like we redefine it, what abundance is. We leave behind old relationships, emotional relationship to energy of the past that allows us this movement into reality, which is that we are perfect, we are abundant, we have so much to be grateful for in our life. But again, those expectations, that's what takes us into, we got all this opinion from the outside world that all abundance means blah, 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 right? When we have that blah, 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 it's like this, we have this little list and we're like, well, do I have that? Okay. Do I have that? Yeah. Do I have that? No. Do I have that? No. Do I have that? No. Do I have that? Yeah. Do I have that? Yeah. No, no, no. We end up focusing on, okay, what stands out to me is what's missing. And when I focus on what's missing, again, we go back to the beginning, is more missingness. So hopefully that helps about that there. Oh, and I just saw you said, thank you for delivering yesterday. Spot on, clarify a lot of uncertainty. Do you feel me? Oh, good. That reading yesterday helped. Let's see what your fortune cookie is here from the shadows of light and see what else they want you to bring here. Oh, wow. It's the one on the front page here, the Storm Angel. Dun, dun, dun. Card 35. Again, 3 and 5 is 8. Collision of beliefs, styles, attitudes, and energies. Ooh, let's see what this is about here. Let's see here, Penny. Okay. So let's see what we have here. So we'll make sure you weren't commenting down below. All right. So the storm angel speaks, and she says, there is nothing wrong at all with difference. Diversity is wonderful. Shadows and light are beautiful and necessary and can coexist in harmony. But certain kinds of differences do not blend. Like oil and water, they separate and cannot coexist in harmony. Therefore, I bring change, and when change comes, for some it is simple, easy, and flowing. For others, dramatic, erratic, wild, and full of static. Like I said, I appear when two forms of energy collide, high and low, higher vibration, lower vibration, everything we talked about. I then appear to burn away the old and create a clear, fresh vibration where all that is stale and fearful and unpleasant has been cleared away. The wonderful things about this challenging collision is that while you'll be nudged out of your comfort zone, you'll also realize just how much has changed and how far you have come. The results will be worth the pressure, trust me. When I appear, know that it is natural for people to feel tension, to become even more entrenched in their beliefs, and to refuse to let go. The only approach you can take right now is to clearly and powerfully remain in integrity. Do not compromise who you are out of a misguided notion of being compassionate. You must speak the truth that is in your heart and stay committed to that truth. The divination message says, there may be arguments, even angry situations and fights at the moment. Withheld energies are being freed so they can be released. You will uncover the truth about a situation, as no one can lie when the angel is about her work. That can be our own lies, the old beliefs about abundance, right? Abundance is hard. It takes a lot of work, instead of abundance comes to me easily and effortlessly, right? Any lies, deception, manipulation, and cheating will be revealed. The most important objective for you when the storm angel is to speak truthfully and act in integrity, as all is about to become very transparent. And her fierce bright light will reveal all that is hidden so it can be banished for good. Yeah. So I feel like these old beliefs in lack and old beliefs in you're supposed to focus on wanting more, and all these long list of supposed to be's about what abundance means. It's us questioning those. It's bringing them to light. And with that King of Swords you have, that's giving you the ability to see abundance from a higher perspective and realize I always have everything I need in each moment, because I have that eternal unconditional love of Creator. I have everything I need. Everything else is above and beyond extra. So I like that for you. That's what they have for you right now, Patty. Hopefully that helps. So many blessings to you. Great. All right. Let me just make sure here. All right. So just a quick update on where we're at here for donations. Next up, we have Love, most powerful force in the universe. We have ×2, and then Johanna, and then the Gemini, and then Sean G, and then David, and then Maria P via Z PayPal is where we're at. All right, so Love, you are up. Let's grab your timestamp here. All right, look at this. Let's see, make sure I did that right. There we go. You got a little mirroring going on. 1:34:43. I like it. All right. So thank you for your first donation. Let's give that a love and a like there. So you want to know, ask Spirit about healthy masculinity versus toxic masculinity. All right. Let's find out here. What do they want you to know about this belief? Healthy versus toxic masculinity. Okay. Wonder if we'll get the Emperor card here. That's what they're bringing to me here. That's what that they have here. So it's interesting because the Emperor energy, usually the Emperor energy is about, choice and different things, but they're bringing me back to an old interpretation that comes around every once in a while that they presented to me, which there's two types of emperors, right? There's the loved emperor who is loved by the kingdom, loved by the empire because they are loving, right? And then, but there's always a shadow side to and everything in humanity. It's like this tapestry behind me. It's all, if it was all white, we wouldn't see the design. If it was all black, we wouldn't see the design. But contrast is important. This is a world of contrast: hot, cold, dark, light, wet, dry, whatever. There's all these opposites, all these contrasts in this realm that we don't have in the other realms. So, when the loved emperor, if they go into fear, if that human part of us, our inner child, feels unsafe and out of control, then this loving emperor becomes a tyrant, a hated tyrant, because they rule out of fear, wanting to be in control, taking other people's control from them, feeling they have to be in control, they need to be in control. And so there's that strong energy of that. So loving, if they are loving themselves, they're loving others and they are loved. A tyrant, the opposite of a loved emperor, they don't have love for themselves. So they don't have love for others and others don't have love for them. Every moment is an expression of unconditional love energy. It's either an expression of it or a cry out for it. And that's the difference between healthy masculinity and toxic masculinity. It's from the energy from which it comes. Healthy masculinity, and as well as healthy femininity, is from a place of self-love and unconditional love. We're filling up and overflowing out. That's when it feels healthy, right? Because someone can be protecting other people out of love and doing things for others out of love. But when someone's in fear, they are in survival mode, they're in fight or flight mode. They all come back to, I need all my toys. It's like a little 2-year-old and its little pet hissing cat. I have a cat here somewhere. Yeah, a cat, which is, I need everything for me. I need all my toys. I need everything. I will abandon you for my own sake because I need it to feel safe and in control. I am out of my mind. I'm out of my compassionate, loving, higher adult mind because I've reverted into my 2-year-old self with its pet hissing cat, doing all sorts of stupid, unloving, uncaring things to try to feel in control because I'm a 2-year-old. I don't know any better. And that's where the toxic, what feels toxic, it's just unloving. It's uncompassionate because it's a cry for that. It was interesting because when it comes to tyrants, like when I say tyrant, whatever ruler of countries or ruler or managers of companies or heads of family, whatever that brings to you, you can just imagine a little hurting small child. And that's what this represents. The toxicity it's not toxic. It's just, that's a mindset. It's a story we put, but we can change that story from being healthy and toxic to being unconditionally loving or fearing or a cry out for love, right? And that's what it is when you see someone who is causing so much and that's like when people say, oh, they're narcissistic. Replace all these titles with they are hurting and they are fearing and they are crying out for love. There was Deepak Chopra was on I think it was Late Night with Jimmy Fallon. I think it was that. I saw it on Instagram. Someone shared it with me because when people talk about our current president, you know, everyone has a different opinion from different points of view. But some of their actions that they have had and have had a lot of their lives is a little child, like all of us, that cries out for love. And Deepak Chopra said, if the entire United States said, we love you, Mr. President, they would change their actions because what they're crying out for, their little inner child is crying out for love. And if we give them love, then it changes things. There's a tribe that I read about I think it's in Africa or South America. I think it's Africa, where when someone breaks the tribal rules, they bring him to the center of the village and surround him and stone him to death. No, I'm just kidding. That's not what happens. Because it's a plot twist. We would think, oh, and they punish him. No, they circle them and they give them love, 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 because they understand the reason why they're doing these things is because it's a cry out for love. So it's interesting energy, right? So anyway, all that without cards, that's just channeling. Let's see what they have here. Yeah, 7 of Cups. It's all this emotional confusion. Toxicity is emotional confusion, which comes about from fear. That comes in here, right? Yeah, the Devil card. Toxicity. It's all these thoughts and these beliefs and these mindsets of supposed to be and should be and need to be and have to be. That's what makes us feel fear, is letting people down, not being enough, not having enough. All this long list of supposed to be's of, I call them conditional love laws, which unconditional love is there's nothing you have to do to earn it, nothing you can do to lose it. Conditional love that we're taught is, here's this long list that you need to do to become lovable and acceptable. And it's different for every single human. None of them are exactly the same because none of our lives have been the same. So we look at life very differently. Yeah. 6 of Pentacles, inner child energy too. There's this lack that we grow up with of we have to do so much and we deserve so little. And all this toxicity comes down to, that unloved feeling that I feel not worthy of love, so I won't allow myself to feel the love. And even though I'm crying out for love, it's like a little hungry baby that's so starving, so hungry, but you try to feed it and it knocks it away because it doesn't know any better. It's knocking away what will fill it up. And there is that worthiness, there is that energy below all of that too. Yeah, we have the 9 of Cups. 9 of Cups energy that comes in with it all is that, again, the love that will fill us up is what we find on the inside. We fill up and overflow. But the toxic side of things, life is so simple. Everything, every moment is either of higher vibration, unconditional love, or the fear of losing a conditional love. And that's how it all unfolds. So hopefully that makes sense there. I'm sure it does. So let's see what your first fortune cookie is here from the Shadows of Light. Let's see what else we can know about healthy masculinity versus toxic masculinity. Okay. We got the Eclipse Mermaid, a powerful energy shift. Number 10. Interesting. It is an energy shift, right? That's an eclipse. Eclipse energy. Let's see here. So the Eclipse Mermaid speaks and says, this energy shift that you're about to experience needs preparation. No effort, no force, but it helps to be ready. Expect amazing dreams, possible clairvoyant experiences, and please do watch addictions, gossip, the internet, the kinds of foods you eat, and who you spend time with and how they influence you. These are all very significant when this being comes to visit. This is a magnificent time to start a new health regimen, particularly if you are wishing to reduce addictions that are unhealthful. That's the Devil card energy too. Addictions are like toxicity, right? It's um, the need. It's becoming so desirous and connected with trying to find something lower vibration to fill a hole in our heart that only higher vibration can bring, right? Remember, there's no real avoiding life and the planets and the galaxy's energy shifts. You can work with these eclipses and maximize their amazing power, or you can do nothing and their changes could overwhelm you. The worst choice is to fight the energy and refuse to try something new. What will you choose as your own personal eclipse approaches? We actually have eclipses coming up where I have in my calendar, I think it's this week, is we're starting, we're like 8 weeks out. So 6 to 8 weeks before an eclipse, we start to feel its energy. So we're starting to feel this eclipse energy as well. All right. But the divination message for this is a deeply emotional, energetic shift akin to that of a powerful full eclipse is taking place in your life. There could be revelations, scandals, and truths being told too at this time. And you may feel the urge to change what you eat, how you look and dress, how you express yourself, what classes you take, who you hang out with, and what you thought you wanted to do with your life. If you're on the path, your own soul path, everything that takes place will be good and right, even if it's disruptive. If you have not placed your feet on the path, this time may feel more disruptive, tumultuous, and surprising. Any change at this time will bring you closer to who you truly are. It's up to each of us to choose how we move through an eclipse. Only one thing is certain: resistance is futile. Yeah, it's a great reminder, too, when we're looking at um, this whole world of contrast that like this is a good example. Masculinity exists. There's higher expression of masculinity and lower expression of masculinity, right? Everything really is love. It's just higher expression of love or lower expression of love. And I like the example where it's like if you think of everything as a giant temperature gauge, when do things go from hot to cold? When do things go from healthy to toxic to unconditional to conditional? Well, unconditional to conditional is one of the few that's very clear. Unconditional is zero conditions, conditional is one condition. So it's very clear when things go from unconditional love to conditional. If there's ever a way that a love can be lost, that's conditional love of the human. Unconditional is nothing can take it away. There's nothing you have to do to earn it, nothing you can do to lose it. So hopefully that makes sense. That's what they have for the first one. And then thank you for your second donation. Give that a love and a like here. And of course, for your free reading, we'll circle back around eventually to complete those. Those might be more this afternoon, but we'll see. All right. So for your second question, did you help the person on your mind evolve spiritually? If yes, what was your role? All right, let's take a sip here. All right. Okay, we do have this one, this one, and this one, and this one. Is that it? No, I want these three too for the second part. All right. I like it. Whoops. So I knock things around down here. Got the Tower card underneath here, which is, it's a good card. You know, the Tower card is about we all are brought into people's lives and taken out of people's lives, as well as people are brought in and taken out, and things come into our life and removed. It's always for us, you know. We are always helping, and I like that. The underlying energy is we are always helping people in their lives, either making it easier for people to choose higher vibration and move up, or making it more difficult for them to choose, or easier for them to choose lower vibration, right? So if I'm in your face telling you you suck and you're unloved, and no one would ever blah blah blah, it's going to be difficult to choose unconditional love, and very easy to go into lower vibration and hit me and smack me upside my head, right? But if I am an expression of unconditional love and joy, I make it easier for people to choose that. But ultimately, no matter what we do, it's each individual is their choice of story and emotion and energy and action. We can't choose for them, but we can make it easier. So, did you help them? We always do. We can be a great example of higher vibration, or an example of what they don't want in life either, right? So, I like that. Let's see um, what your influence on them was, and then what your role was as these others here. You have the Five of Pentacles, is an energy of feeling like the fear of being abandoned, left on the cold, left behind, not being enough, not having enough. And the Five of Wands, yeah, the change of energy. So fives, of course, being the number of change. The Knight of Swords, providing, uh, like being on a quest for seeing things from a higher perspective. And the Ten of Pentacles, abundance. So, yeah, there definitely is here. Uh, this, you've showed them things about themselves that they wanted to see to be able to change it, and you brought in knowledge that allowed them to feel here with the Ten of Pentacles their fullness of life. So I do like that energy that is there. What was your role? Eight of Swords. Yeah, you helped them let go of old ways of thinking that used to make them feel blinded and bound and trapped and restricted. You did let them see that they've got everything within them to make their dreams come true. And the Magician is, it's like you not convinced them, but you made it easier for them to see their magic and that they are magical. It's like, you do know you're magical, right? What? Yeah, look at yourself. Come here. Let me turn you around. Look in this mirror. Do you see the magic of who you are? That's what I feel, that kind of energy here. And the Ace of Wands, yeah. So the Magician and the Ace of Wands, the power you have over your own life. And I feel like that's the big thing here is, and even with the Tower card, I feel like your role was to show them that when something's moved out of your life, it makes space for you to be more truer to who you are, and that it clears obstacles out of the road that allow you to move forward into something that's more in alignment with who you truly are. But I like that the Eight of Swords is realizing that their own thoughts and beliefs that have made them feel blinded and bound and trapped and restricted. And with the Eight of Swords, it is an energy of flow and leaving behind some old mindsets that don't serve them anymore. So I love that. Let's see what your fortune cookie is here as well. And you've got the plan. This one is, following a long-term plan will help me achieve my life's purpose. So I feel like you helped them understand their life purpose more. To make the most of this moment of inspiration and angel guidance, plan your days so as to reach maximum efficiency. This is a powerful time for you, and you're capable of achieving a lot. Without a plan, you risk wasting precious time. So I feel like you gave them some guidance and pointed them to, like, the North Star of who they are, allowed them to see themselves so that they could kind of not pursue a path of, like, in a direction that doesn't match um, who they are. You know, they were kind of headed off and doing something and going in directions that really isn't who they are. And you helped kind of just adjust them to look in the mirror so they could see who they really are, is really a lot of what I see. So that's what they have for you, love. So hopefully that resonates for you. Many blessings to you. All right. And so we are to Johanna. You are up, Jojo. Let's grab your timestamp here. And let's give that a love and a like there, since it lets me, and I think your question was down yonder. Hey, that's you. Yes, it is. Let's see here. I think it was up here. There it is. Question. Do you have a feline spirit guide, or are you connected to cats? I am sure you've got to have a feline out there. It's when I saw a meme on Instagram that had a lion, Leo energy, right? Very social. Lions are very social beings, and they like to move in packs and in their, what do they call it? A pride, right? They like that. And then they had him in a cage with a tiger. The tiger was laying there, and the lion was rolling all over him and licking him. And the tiger's like, oh, God, because tiger is more independent. They like being on their own. And I'm like, yeah, I always love tigers. I love all felines, but I always had that. You saw that too? Yeah, so that's funny. All right, so let's take a look here. Tell us about, is there a spirit guide that's feline? And let's take a look here. All right. Yeah. Bottom of the deck, you do have the Magician card here. Mercury energy, communication energy here. So I do feel here with that you do have a guide. In fact, I'm feeling like there is a couple, there's a few. There's well-known starseed collectives that are feline features. But I do feel like it's not one that's really known. There's some that are really standing out that have had a lot of interaction, but I feel like the one that you are a part of comes from, it's a sub collective of the Syrian starseed collective, but it's of the smaller planet, not the big collective. Because and actually they're reminding me, yeah, it's not the well-known Lyrians. This is one that actually came through. They're reminding me. I was like, oh, that one. Because when I was, one of my little meditational videos I did, where we went and visited the Syrian collective, we went to visit, because one of my elemental spirit guides is the Phoenix, which is a sub-collective of the Syrian, but it's of the small Sirius B, not Sirius A, which is the big sun now. Sirius B. There was a small planet in that system that got absorbed into the sun that was that. And they were feline beings that were there. And I feel like you're a part of that. And I feel like your spirit guide, one of your spirit guides, is that, and that's why you have that strong collective. Let's see here what they have here. Yeah, we got here's all these fives. So you got the Five of Wands, which is our higher self guiding us, and then the Five of Wands, or the Five of Swords, sorry, which is a change of mindset, which makes sense with this Mercury energy. They really help you with your mental journey and seeing things from a different perspective. And the Knight of Cups too, movement of emotion. So you definitely have this, they help you with your changes and with seeing things differently in your path. So I definitely feel they kind of help you balance, and that makes sense with this Five of Swords, because that's the balance between the head and the heart. So I feel like they help you a lot with that, seeing things differently and helping you understand your emotions and kind of joining them together. Are you also have something with cats? Yeah, Nine of Cups. Emotional energy again. Two of Swords. Yeah, here's the battle between head and heart. Okay. And the Seven of Cups. So Nine of Cups, Seven of Cups. They definitely help you here balance your emotions. And so being kind of this um, between the mind and the heart, they kind of help you with both of these elements of both air and water. But I feel like they will bring felines across your path, and they're bringing up the purring because it's amazing that when felines purr, that energy actually helps both our physical bodies, but our emotional bodies and our energy overall. So you definitely do have this connection with feline energy, both as a spirit guide, but they also make themselves known, yeah, in the physical world around you too. Let's see what your fortune cookie is here for the shadows and light here. What if they have a feline one that'll come out? Oh, we'll see here. All right, here it is. Let's see what this is. You've got the faceless ghosts and the haunted girl. Ghost people. Interesting. Ooh, so spirit. Well, definitely that makes sense that they're coming through as spirit people coming in here. Yeah, absolutely. I agree. Cats are I love all felines, but so the haunted girl speaks to you and says, "These faceless ones are coming to me, trying to take advantage of what they see as my moment of weakness, but I do not fear them, as I know they are blank, formless, and simply taking on any energy they can find. I know who I am, and I clearly see what they do not. They are simply spirits who have lost their way, and so they feed off others. I may not be at my strongest at this time, but I am stronger than they ever will be. They will not feed off me, for I know who they are and what it is they seek. I do not wish them harm, but neither will I give my energy away to them. I will also warn you to do the same." I like this. This is like what they're wanting you to know, um, which is the individuals, these people that will come in across your life, you will recognize that they're doing the things they do because they're feeling lack in their lives. It's not personal with you. You just realize that they feel empty, and that's why they're trying to, overcome and do things in your life. And you're like, that's okay. I won't take it personally. I know that it's out of fear they're doing these things, but it doesn't mean I'm going to give them that either. Right. I like it. It's cat energy, right? Touch me with your eyes. The divination message that comes in says, "You may seem in need of help to people who actually have an agenda at the moment. People around you are acting like experts and supporting each other in the group mindset and wanting you to join them for your own good, despite your misgivings. They either do not have fully formed identities, or they are too easily taking on the beliefs and ideas of a powerful other. You may be asked to join with others in their beliefs and be alarmed at a mindset and belief system that seems very blank and faceless, devoid of human joy and warmth. It is wise for you to keep your own counsel, remain detached, and wait for the faceless ones to reveal themselves. They will change when an even more powerful person for them to attach to comes along. Know that until they find their own selves and commit to following that path, they will be as blank pages, written upon by whatever hand comes near them. Do not be like this. Make your own mark on this world. There could be imitation taking place where your work and ideas and even your personality are being copied too closely. Right? I love this. And this reminds me of the difference between lions and tigers. Like we were talking about, lions follow together, the tiger is about being independent. So I like that. All right. I love this for you. So that is what they have for you, my dear. And here we even got Leo energy on the bottom. Leo lion energy. It's like be aware. that your energy does attract people, but that you can be a tiger as well. So I like that for you. So many blessings to you. Thank you again for your donation. All right. So the Gemini, we are to you. Let's grab your timestamp here. Maybe. Right. You are very welcome, my dear. Okay, so that is that. And of course, we had earlier, we'll make sure we read your other energy. Did you see your comment above? There it is. All right. So, oh, you wanted me to read that before I read this, right? Is it that, or if he never even intended to come see you in the first place? Like he just wanted to test me to see if you'd be available. Let's take a look here. Oh, I get you. Okay. Well, we'll see if that's the reason why that they didn't come there, but we'll see here. We'll dive into that, the Gemini here. All right. So is that the reason? Let's find out here. All right. What else here? Right. Come on. Another with this one here. There it is. All right. So let's find out. Well, here's 3, 2, 1. You got this countdown going on. But let's find out here. We've got here the Wheel of Fortune with the Lover's card. And the 9 of Wands, this blocking energy that's here. I don't feel here that you telling them that's the reason why they didn't. It just feels here, this Wheel of Fortune, of course, is the tuna for you, but there is this block. There is something that was this energy that was blocking. And we'll see what we have here. We've got a 3, 2, 1. There's this countdown that's here, but you can trust that delay was for you and for both of you coming in here, because it's allowing you to learn some things around yourself. The bottom of the deck, we do have the 4 of Pentacles along with the Emperor card. So these 4s of stability that are coming in here, but it's about realizing and just bringing to us, because whenever like someone says, yeah, I'm going to come see you, or I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and then they don't, we're like, is there something wrong with me? Right? That's our first, at least in the beginning, that's how our human, right? We're like, what's wrong with me? Why didn't they want to come see me? Not what's wrong with them. Our first thing is like, oh, it must be something with me. That's the 4 of Pentacles, because we're taught to define our worth by relationships with people, situations, and things, those 3 buckets. And when something happens in any of those 3, then it's like, oh, this must be about me, not something about them. That's what we're taught, right? Because really, when we're younger, our parents and people in authority are like, I'm treating you this way because of your behavior. I'm doing this. I'm acting this way because you made mom mad or sad. You made dad mad or sad or upset. It's like, oh, I'm responsible for other people's choices. No, we're not. We make it easier or harder for people to make choices, but it is their own choices, right? But it's an important energy here. I feel like it is an event with the Wheel of Fate, the Wheel of Fortune, that this was to happen so that you could face this energy. But it's also to make you aware of the 9 of Wands, of the energy that is pushing them away as well. We'll find out more about that here, I believe. We'll see. Yeah, Queen of Wands. Okay, yep. There's the holding the wands and the Empress. Yeah, so this is showing you here that, of course, one, Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, nurturing yourself, but Also, the Queen of Wands tells us that, and as well as like the Nine of Wands, what keeps things from coming our way really is like two things, which I guess that is two things to do. Um, the first is, let's talk about the Queen of Wands, which is if I focus on what I want or need and I desire something, I actually push it away from me because it's lack energy. If I am not in this moment of gratitude of for what I have and what I have had, if I'm not sitting in gratitude in this moment and I'm looking going, well, I want that, it means I feel I'm lacking something in this moment and I'm wanting something more, but my energy is about lack, and lack energy is what puts up a barrier and pushes things away. So if my energy, even though I'm going, I'm really grateful for them, are they coming yet? You know, my energy doesn't lie. My energy is pushing it away. But I'm truly sitting in gratitude. And that's the Empress too. Harvest everything that I have, then that allows and just allows more to come in and draw things to me too. So that's one thing that has the border that keeps things away. But the other thing too is this belief that our inner child has. It's our emotional inner child from 7 years old and younger who developed this way out of balance giving and receiving where I have to do so much to deserve so little too. And again, usual suspects are parents, but it can be grandparents and aunts and uncles and people in authority, anyone between 7 years old and younger, that we felt we gave so much and we got so little from. As children, we think that's fair, 1,000 to 1. I have to give 1,000 to get one back. All right, that sinks into our subconscious and that rules our life. Our little inner child judges how many love coins you've given. Have you got up to 1,000 yet? Not yet. You don't deserve it. It'll keep also a forest filled up. So even if we get our, energy flowing, it'll bring stuff, but it'll wait at the gates because the gates are closed because the inner child's going, you don't deserve that yet. But bringing up that from our subconscious to our consciousness and to correct that with our inner child, with forgiving these other people that didn't give us what we felt we deserved when we were younger. Instead of it being 1 to 1,000, we bring it down to 1 to 1, and then it sinks down. And then the inner child goes, I don't have to keep score anymore. Thank God. It breaks the chalk and throws away the chalkboard that it's been keeping hatch marks on to make sure you can get up to 1,000. And it just, the forest fields fall, and then it allows stuff to come in. So two things you can look at regarding this as well. Yeah, and the Two of Wands. So all this Wands energy, really focusing in on, it's bringing awareness around your own energy, and it's a teaching moment that allows you to understand your power with all that. So hopefully that makes sense. Let's see what your fortune cookie brings in here too. Just put these back in. We've got the Shadow and Light Oracle. Let's see what else we have here for you. But definitely wasn't that other they're just reminding me of an old story of a friend of mine where he was in like junior ROTC, but it was for Marines, and he was going to a Marine high school, and he had a girlfriend, and he went to go visit, and he didn't care that that was going on with her, and he ended up having to torch his shorts, as he said it. They're like, no, it's not that at all. All right, let's see what else we have here. Angel de los Muertos transitions to the spiritual realm. Beautiful energy. The Day of the Dead, right? Los Muertos. Yes, I like rolling my R's. I did spend 16 years in San Antonio, Texas. All right. So the angel de los Muertos speaks and says, I bring you a message from a loved one whose spirit seems to have already departed, but whose physical presence lingers on for now as he or she prepares to depart from this life. I ask you now to acknowledge your loved ones who are resting in spirit or creating new selves for their souls. You may soon be about to meet a beloved in a new form. And I ask you to stay open minded about the form in which the soul can come. And I ask you to be open to the message from the loved ancestors, for they have something to tell you, and it will come to you soon in a vision or a dream or a message during a daydream that will bring such sweet, tangible proof of what some people still call life after death. There is no death, there is only life and resting time and change. Be ready to be comforted and to learn more of the world beyond this world, which is always with you, but is not always believed in or trusted, even when we send messages to you as clear as a flag in the sky. Wow. The divination message that comes in for you here, the angel de los muertos appears, or the appearance in a reading, signifies that you must not delay activating this lifetime's purpose. Her message is not only from those who have passed, but of the truth that you can activate your new life while you're still alive. It is no longer necessary to pass to recreate the life contract and purpose you have. Do not wish to leave in order to start anew. Believe that this life is a constant process of creation and that you are at a point where you can end a pattern without ending this life. Energy is changing, and death is no longer the greatest reshaper. She comes to visit you now, so the fear of mortality passes, and so that you understand you can begin to rebirth yourself into a new life now. I like that. That's that taking the energy of your life with the Queen of Wands. Like, I'm the one that creates my life, no one else. So I love that for you. Right. So hopefully that resonated there for you, the Gemini. So many blessings to you. Thank you again for your donation. All right. And then Sean G, we're circling back around here for your second donation, or it's actually your third, via CashApp. There we go. And let's see here. All right, so it must be up here. Let's see, what time was that? 11:37. Scroll. There you are. Follow-up question. From before, am I going to get proper management from a management company that brings stability within your content creation before the end of the year? All right, let's take a look here. All right. So will you find a management company that will help you manage your content creation? All right. Oh, this one and that one too. All right. All righty. Well, let's see here. You do have the bottom of the deck. You do have the Empress card. Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, the ruler of all queens. It is harvest. It is abundance, energy. But she also is the master, the major arcana number of creativity. So, creating content, of course, you are the source of the creativity, but someone to manage it, right, to bring stability. You do have the both two more major arcana of the Tower and Temperance. So it's a good energy to realize that, magic, it goes back and forth, it becomes magic. So you will get what you're looking for from a management company, but the Tower card is trusting that those who were moved out of the picture did happen on purpose, for purpose, to bring in the space for the one that's going to be more in alignment with who you are, and with that part of you, right? So I like that for you. Let's see what else they have here for you too at the end of the year. Yeah, another major arcana, Hierophant, This is your higher self. You're being drawn to see things from a different perspective. And the Queen of Pentacles. So again, kind of Empress energy. There is someone that allows you to see things differently, that does bring in and allow more abundance. So this is saying that trust that what has unfolded has been for you. The Tower card, it's always for us. This is being removed because this other company that's coming in, that you're finding here, is going to bring more abundance and more authenticity to the expression of your work. And I like that. Like we were talking about before, they had a lot of rules before of, well, kind of had you kind of, I don't know, what would that be, like squish your creativity, kind of hold it back. Whereas I feel this other one comes in, they're just like, what do you want? And you're like, uh, if I could have any wish, and they're like, yeah, what do you want? And they're like, well, I'd like to be able to do this and do this and do this and even do this. And they're like, all right, we'll work on that. And you're like, wait, what? Because before they'd be like, well, we can do number one, but these other ones are kind of unreasonable or not doable because of this. And they'd always have excuses or reasons because of their limitations. This other one, they're all about creative expression. They're like, we'll find a way. We can use AI for that. Yeah, we can do this for that. We have a new tool for that. They have solutions, not excuses. Ooh, I like that. Let's see what else. Yep, Ace of Swords. Definitely, they bring in clarity, allow you to see things differently. But I like this in the Justice card. All this Ace of Swords, they have ways of creating things. And again, going back to that energy of technology, this company has a lot of technological tools that the others do not, and I like that. Wow, and the Two of Swords, I like this. This is interesting because you've got all of this, oh my gosh, and then the Three of Cups. I just want to show this to you. Hopefully it'll be clear. Well, we'll do it like this. Got all this 1 and 2 and 2 and 3. So there's all this growth and movement that happens with all this, even though one of them is 11, but it's all showing this growth. It's adding on and adding on and adding on and adding on. But it's joy, it's celebration. And it feels here with the Three of Cups that it's like you feel like you're together. It's not someone that's doing work for you. You feel like we're all in this together kind of energy, which is what you've been looking for, is someone that feels like, your success is our success, that, this isn't just a job. This isn't you paying for a service. They're like, it's like their purpose is to help bring creativity and bring stuff to the world that helps them. And that's why they try to do all this stuff. So like it's almost like they're, what do they used to call them? Gosh, I've been out of corporate life for how many years? 5 years? Like we used to call it their statement, their mission statement, right? But you do have patience coming in here. So let's see what this says. It takes time for miracles to happen, and I'm okay with it. The angels remind you that in order to succeed, you must learn how to control your impatience and wait until the right outcome you deserve comes along. Yeah, so there's the patience energy with all that you will find them and it'll be the perfect one. So it's worth the time it takes to find them, and it's okay to let people go that you're like, this isn't working, and to go forward. So I like that. All right. So that's what they have for you, Sean G. Oh, you're there. Hello, hello. Yeah, I'm really excited. Yeah, stability, but that's the stability is trust, right? I want someone I can trust, and not someone that's in my corner, not just, doing something right. Yeah, and they'll come, right? I like that. So very, very cool. I love that. So many, many blessings to you. Thank you again for your multiple donations today. I'm excited for your adventure. All right. So let's jump up here. All right. So David, you are up. Let's grab your timestamp here. And I'll double check in here, let everyone know while we're on donations here in a moment. So David, thank you so much is this a luggage? Where you headed? So David, thank you for your donation. Let's see, you retracted those. Let's see here. There it is. So when will Michael make a change of his residence? Will they choose to move closer to home? If so, will their physical move help to foster healing between their parents and their son? Absolutely. Let's take a look here and see what Spirit has for us here. Take a quick sip here. And make sure, did I post it down here? Yeah, okay, I did. Sometimes I forget if I post it or not, your timestamps. All right. So let us take a look. So when will Michael make a change of his residence based on current energies, right? And then will they choose to move closer to home, all right? And will their physical move help foster healing between their parents and their son? All right, and then let's, I feel like they want underlying energies here too. Yeah. 1 and 2 and 3, and then these here too. Okay. All right. Well, underlying energy, we do have Mother Luna Moon energy coming in. Full moon energy, cycles, changes. Definitely, of course, there is a move coming and there is a change of cycles that's happening. So definitely there is a move that's coming. When, can you tell us about the when? The King of Swords, along with the Six of Cups. It's an interesting energy with this. Let's see what the underlying energy is too. Queen of Swords. Yeah, the King and the Queen of Swords. And childhoodness here. It's interesting, right? I mean, it's all about parents. The king and the queen and child. Here we are, the prince. Will the prince return? Will the prodigal prince come back home or close to home, right? You know, timing with this, I'm glad they brought the moon in first because that is a lot of what's determining this here. They have this energy that they're going through right now, a lot of reflection, I feel, with this Leo moon energy about being true to themselves, about what they're wanting to do, when they're wanting to do it. And we've got a full moon coming up here in a couple weeks. I think it's full moon in Aquarius too. Let me just check. Since that'll tell us more about the whens here, I'm going to look at the daily planetary guide here. I feel like it's in this week. Is it here? Here it is, full moon in Aquarius. Yeah, Saturday, August 9th. I think is when the full moon happens earlier in the morning. So feel like there's a lot of clarity that they get here. And that makes sense with this King of Swords too, because air sign, moon energy, full moon energy. I feel like they do make a decision coming up here. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, because we've even got the moon is 18, the 1-8 energy that's coming in here. But I do feel like, you know, because 8 + 1 is 9. That's the 9th of August. So it's just like there's this decision that gets made, like they're thinking about it now, but their energy, I feel like that weekend coming up is when they kind of make a decision about what they're wanting to do. And then they look at having the move happen. And then they start the planning of it. So I feel like because the decisions are not made yet, they're still in their mind contemplating a whole lot. Underneath with the Queen of Swords, that is a balance between head and heart. So their mind is taken in one way, this moon energy is taken an emotional way, and they're trying to weed through all of that. So based on their current energy, they haven't made a decision yet, but we'll step forward here into the energy of that day based on all the decision points. If they stay on track as they are now, I can go up onto that date and we'll see what comes in here with that. So will they choose to move closer to home? We'll have a look here. We've got the 8 of Cups and the Full card. It doesn't feel here with these two energies because the Full card, the 0 card, the first card of the Major Arcana is about a new journey, a new adventure. And the 8 of Cups is leaving behind old emotions, old relationships that they don't feel anymore, and that they feel serve them anymore. And the 10 of the 10 of Swords is the underlying energy of those cards, is about letting go of expectations, trying to be free of expectations. I'm just sick and tired of trying to be what everyone else wants me to be kind of energy. So it feels like here that they're, wanting to go in a direction that's new and somewhere more in alignment with where they want to go. I don't feel like it takes them more homeward. I feel it takes them like further away. Will the physical move help foster healing between them? Let's take a look here. Well, we got the Lovers card. That's important relationships. Page of Cups. Yeah. Heightened emotion, higher level of emotion, underlying energy. Yeah, the 2 of Wands. At times, energetic choices. But it does feel here like this move and the separation helps them free themselves from a lot of self-imposed thoughts and beliefs and fears and trying to live up to them. And when they free themselves, they also kind of free their parents from expectations. Where they feel more free to be themselves, they also allow their parents to be more. It's like they release them from the prison they have them, their parents in their head too, about this is who you're supposed to be and this is who you're supposed to be and this is who I'm supposed to be. But if I have everyone in a prison, we're all miserable. But if I set myself free, I also set everyone else free. And then that it does improve the relationship. So I do feel like a movement away does help them with all of that. Yeah, Knight of Wands, following their passion. And the 8 of Wands, yeah, more following their passion. A lot of energy of following where they want to go and what they want to do instead of what they feel they're supposed to do. A lot of that energy here. So I like all that. Let's see what the fortune cookie brings in too here. Let me just put these cards back in real quick here. Let all that sink in. But it feels, and it's good. It's like that independence just allows them to feel like, okay, releasing all prisoners. All right, let's see here. What else here regarding my goals? Move. We've got Ghost of the Pumpkin Patch. Count your blessings. Number 1, starting off a new beginning. That comes in here. So let's see what we've got here. So the Ghost of the Pumpkin Patch, she speaks and she says, something that is a blessing is being overlooked. It appears cloaked and seems almost invisible to you. You must stand in your field, that is to say, your life, and look around you and see all that has been given to you again and give thanks for it. You are forgetting how much you truly have and how much you will have again and again. My time is the harvest. It is now your time to bring in or harvest the joy and love of what you have so much of and share your abundance. So it's an interesting energy there, right? Hey, David. I'll answer that in here in a sec. But there's this, there's this energy of they're realizing what I do have in my life, not focusing on all those expectations of, um, not having, the supposed to be, the should be, the need to be, the have to be, living up to all those expectations. There's this, what do I love in my life? What do I want? And what do I want to pursue kind of energy. Um, the divination message for this says, something precious is all about you, but it has become so familiar you can barely see it anymore. It is such a fixture in your life that familiarity has bred, if not contempt, a kind of blindness. The beautiful little girl ghost in the pumpkin patch asks you, or asks him, very gently, to see the abundance all around you and to appreciate that while you're in physical form, there's so much you can enjoy. She wishes for you to harvest what is yours now and to also take steps to call in any debts. There can be outstanding money issues associated, I don't think with that, but share the bounty. Says, do not let anyone cheat you, and know that you don't own a single thing in truth. It will all pass through your hands, but still, ironically, these things you have earned through your hard work are worth protecting. They are not too small. They are not too ordinary. You have more material wealth than you think. So please do count your blessings every day. It's interesting energy because I feel like once they move away and, they've got all this, sorry, I started a sweat. Must be getting warm. I broke out in a sweat. Woof. Maybe spirit's energy is coming through. But they, it's like when they move away further and they release their parents, everything, they realize life wasn't as bad as it has been, that they can count their blessings because of what has happened. And that is something that you learn later in life too, where, when you realize I chose my family for a reason, and even though we may not have been very close, I know that I wanted to have the family I did because I became very independent because of it. And in that, I'm glad, so glad of who I am today, but it's because of all that. And it's an important piece of it. You said, are they contemplating the move now, or does the contemplation come in August? They're contemplating now. They're thinking about life. They're thinking about what they want to do. So there's a lot of that mental activity here. But I feel like they come to conclusion of what they want to do on the full moon in Aquarius in August. So that's how I feel where we're at here. So that is what they have for you right now, David. Hopefully that helps a little bit. All right. Hey, Valerie, a perfect question. I'm about to give an update here. Let's see. So we did that one. Right? Yes. So we've got Maria P. will be up next. That's via PayPal. And then let me take a look here after David. All right. So I've got two more from Sudeshna Ghosh. Let's do that there. And then we have another one from Johanna. Let me grab your name here. Okay. And then we also had one here from Rashmi Singh. So hopefully I'm not pronouncing that too incorrectly there. All right. So that's where we're at right now, Valerie. I'm only going to be on for about, let's see, it's 2:40, about 20 more minutes. And then I'm going to go eat. And I will be coming back, of course, to finish all the, whatever I don't finish, and all of the free readings as well. So, something I didn't do on this one is how to do screenshots on my new computer. I'll have to do that here in a minute. But that's where we're at right now. Got to figure that out. I'm like, how do you take screenshots on a PC? I knew how to do it on my Mac, but on this one, I've only had this not even a week yet. So I'm like, whoa, that's a good question. I'll have to research here after I'm done before I close down the chat. All right, so that's where we're at. So let's jump in here. So Maria P, you're at 2:40 exactly. All right. So let's grab that. There we go. So, Maria, thank you so much for your donation. Let's jump over here to the PayPal. Let's see what we got coming in here. All right. So, Wally's thoughts and feelings towards you today. Let's take a look here, see what's going on there. All right. No. Okay. There it is. And don't want those. I want this one here. He wants to plan another day. Oh, okay. He said he wants to. So, what are his thoughts and when? Okay. I feel like it's that one there. Updates on the dark side. Okay. Message from Wally to you. Okay. Update on transformation for even more, you and Wally. Okay. That's enough. All right. So, thoughts and feelings we got here. Yeah. So, definitely a lot of thinking going on today, a lot of planning. The Page of Swords is about seeing things from a higher perspective, and the Devil card is about questioning long-held thoughts and beliefs and mindsets. So there's kind of this breaking out of some mental cages, breaking out of some mental restrictions based on past experiences and looking at things from a higher perspective. So I like that they're kind of breaking out of that little cage of their brain a little bit there. Higher thinking, not overthinking. So I like that. There's like a bit of creativity that comes in with that here. Says he wants to plan another day for you to stay over his thoughts and when on that. Yeah, I got the 5 of Wands. The 5 of Wands is a change of energy from lower vibration to higher vibration. There's a little bit of conflict with them in planning it, but I feel like it's more about I'm wanting to make it a great experience because I'm planning it, because the other one was unplanned. It just kind of happened, right? This one, if I'm planning it, I want it to be more. I want it to be different. I feel like that's where the energy of conflict is coming in, is their heart wants to do it, but their mind is like, okay, but I don't want it just to be, I want it to be some special things. So I feel like that's what they're conflicted with, is how do I make it more special? What else? Yep, the Tower card and the World card. Yep, it's the ending of things and making space for new things energy, ending of an old cycle. They realize that this is part of this change, part of, like you were talking about, transformation for more. It's like this is going to be something that becomes normal, a norm. So this is different, and there is some fear around it, because it's like, well, there's a fear. What is the fear? Because it's a fear of getting close to something and getting pulled out of your life. And that is the fear. Okay, that makes sense now that that I'm stepping into it, because it's like, if I get used to this, it's going to hurt even more if you leave me. And that's that energy, that fear of rejection. Interesting. All right. Updates on the dark side. We got the Wheel of Fortune coming in here, along with the 6 of Wands and the 3 of Cups. It feels here, and again, this is their perception, right? When we're tapping into them about what's going on the dark side for them. The dark side doesn't feel so dark right now. It feels very fortunate with the Wheel of Fortune. The 6 of Wands is joy and celebration and victory. The 3 of Cups is joy and celebration energy. So they've got this, feeling of just their world feels brighter today. So I feel like when we're tapping into their feelings of the dark side today, either that or they're at home by themselves, right? They're just like this they feel like there's this, it's a joyful day on the dark side. It's a bright day on the dark side. Not stress, not fighting, not all this stuff. It just feels very bright, is what I can say there. A message from Wally to you. Three of Swords. Three of Swords is expectations equal disappointment. And that comes in with all this. And of course, what's one of your readings without bringing up expectations, right? They always do, your spirit guides. But this is Wally's message going, one of my fears is disappointing you. And again, with all this, me not moving as fast as you want me to do, doing the things you want me to do, not being who you need me to be and want me to be. They have those fears because of so much in their past of being told they're a disappointment and things not unfolding and things happening that way too, right? So I feel like that's an important thing for you to know. You're like, really? Yeah, you're not the only one that has expectations. All humans do. But we can learn to focus more on gratitude than focusing on expectations, right? It's our changing our focus on it all. And then updates on transformation for even more between you and Wally. Yeah, Queen of Cups. A lot of emotion flowing and growing with the Queen of Cups. She not only rules over the cup suit, but of course, is the master of emotion. So it's a lot of flood of emotion that comes in here. Just continues to grow and grow and grow with all that, especially as they're opening up more and more, allowing themselves to feel those emotions. It just kind of feel like it opens into bigger floodgates. It's like, well, I'm getting more and more, and suddenly it's like, oh, the dam has collapsed, and here comes all this emotion, and you're like, whoa, what is all this? Surprise. But I like that it's growing and becoming more and more. But just a reminder to focus on what you're grateful for. Come back out of the future, come out of the past, but mainly come out of the future, come back to the now. Gratitude for what is, for what you do have and what you have had with them allows more of that to come in. If we fall into that expectations and what's not going on, we slow things down and push it further away. So just a good reminder. As always, it's good for all of us to remember that, because expectations suck the life out of relationships and experiences in our life. Gratitude expands it and draws in more, right? Your fortune cookie is the dried flower fairy. Sweet memories. Look, yeah. Focus on your sweet memories. Card number 11. Yeah, it's number 11. I just thought it was 14. Eyes are playing tricks on me. All right. So the dried flower fairy speaks and says, do you remember that time when you played with the fairies in the garden? Do you remember when your imaginary friend was more real than your own parents? What about the first time you ever noticed your shadow quivering in the light? Swam in the sparkling sea? Held hands or exchanged glances with someone you liked more than just friends? When you were given a gift for no reason, hugged by a friend, had a perfect day, found messages from angels in the clouds? You seem to have forgotten all the precious moments, so I've been busy gathering them up for you. I now return them to you so your sadness can be transformed. Let happiness, bliss, and gifts for no reason become possibilities you believe in again. When I see you smile and treasure a moment from the past in the present, I know my work has been done. Gratitude energy, right? The divination message says you may soon be experiencing little reminders of some of the sweetest, most fun, and uplifting times in your life, the kind that have no great significance historically, but in the story that is your life, they are pivotal moments. It could be seeing a rainbow, a star shining bright, or a photograph of your father holding you closely in his arms, or receiving the knowledge and sudden realization that something you did made a large and meaningful difference for someone else's life. You have so many jewels. It's time to sift through the precious moments in memory, and by honoring these and feeling them again, Change the present for the better. The magic of your sweetest memories will be worked into the present moment, and your current struggle will be momentarily relieved. And that transcendent feeling of being one with all that is will return, giving you the strength to go on and do what must be done. Wow, I love these cards. Beautiful, beautiful fortune cookie. Num, num, num. All right. So that is what they have for you there, Maria. Thank you again for your donation. All right. How are we doing on time here? Okay. So Sudeshna, we are circling back around here for your additional 2. Look, I didn't forget. I'm going to say that for a while so that I just don't forget. There we go. So there's all your timestamps. Yay. All right. So thank you for all your multiple donations today. And let's get in here. Here we are. So let's give this one a love and a like. All right, let's try that again. There we go. All right. Which career technology should you choose to go forward with, which will help you get a better job? Very confused. Yeah, there's so many options, right? I can understand that for sure. All right, so we'll dive into these here. Get you some energy random, of course. As a reminder, Spirit doesn't have any shoulds, right? They don't look at anything as better or worse because they already see our existence as perfect. But for humans, we see things as good, bad, worse, better, blah, 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 because of these stories that we put to it. But Spirit's standpoint is there's just different choices, different experiences, different outcomes. It's like having a little tray of treats to try, and they're like, here. And you're like, well, which one should I choose? They're like, I don't know. What are you hungry for? And you're like, well, what do these taste like? And that's what we're going to give you is the taste of energy around each of these 3 and the mysterious number 4. And say, is this, so this one tastes like chocolate, this one tastes like vanilla, this one has pistachios, and this one is the mystery one. So let's see what these are here. So number 1 is UI and UIX designer. What's the taste of this one? All right, and then the taste of front end development and data business analyst. And, or shall you search for other technologies? Let's take a look here. And what you can consider how to understand which is the correct path for you. Yeah, I kind of feel like they talked about that already, because the 2 of Cups on the bottom tells you emotional choice. It's up to you what you want to experience and what feels right for you. I like it. They're saying, like, what if you never had chocolate or vanilla or pistachio? And you're like, well, I don't know. If you say that tastes like that, well, what if I don't know what that tastes like? It's like, well, then try a little sample of each, right? Instead of buying the whole cake, have a little, bite of each, and then see what that tastes like, right? So I like that. Let's see. What else they tell you here? Excuse me. So number 1, the UI UX designer. It's like here, the Hanged Man. That would take a little bit more time for you to see success and to see things with it. With the King of Swords, that is kind of like the education and seeing things from like a different perspective, and having to learn something new and more training, more certification. It just feels like there's a lot more to learn in longer courses or whatever. It takes longer for that one to see any kind of impact on it, but a lot of, because it's different, what it feels like, different way of approaching things. So it's like you have to do this, and then you have to do this, and then you have to take these classes, and you have to do this. There's like, it's not just you can take one class and know it. It's like, well, you have to do this prerequisite. Once you do that, then you can do these. Once you do that, then you have to do this. And you're like, right? Number two, front end development, 10 of Pentacles, a card of great abundance and fullness, and King of Pentacles. So there's good money, good feeling of success in that. It does lead you to some successes there. So number two is kind of highlighted there. Number three, data business analyst. There's some Page of Cups here and the Ace of Pentacles. So there is some abundance with that. And I feel like you get to meet more people with this data business analyst. So if you're not an introvert and you like interacting with people, I feel like that um, does bring you abundance with the Ace of Pentacles, not like the King and the Ten of Pentacles. So money wise, abundance wise, opportunity wise, does look like front end development has switched energy. And if you're looking for that money energy, number two, but number three brings you both good benefit, but also interaction with people. And there's a joy and a happiness of heart with the number three. Other technologies, you got the 10 of Wands, the 3 of Pentacles. Both of these energies are that there is something else out here that's more true to your authentic self, something that really aligns with what you want to do with your life. And so I feel like there's something more in your, like on your path to living the dream, not something from your mind of the supposed to be and should be and need to be, but there's something that's more true to the authentic you, not what you feel you're supposed to do or should do or need to do. So something you can do, guidance on trying to decide all of this is, what kind of impact are you wanting to make on the world? How do you uniquely want to share the love inside of you with the world in your own special, unique way? Then think about how you could do that through your education and through the paths that you know of in your life, and just sit with your heart and see what that brings you. The your fortune cookie says anxiety. Yeah. Get out of anxiety, right? I inhale peace and exhale worry. The angel comes to comfort you and to remind you that you're not alone and that assistance is accessible to you if you need it. Take it as a message that you need to make some time for yourself to unwind and concentrate on self-care. Let go of what you cannot change. There is this energy here of stepping out of, again, all that anxiety of, I don't want to make the wrong choice. I don't want to make the wrong choice. It's like, what you need to do with all that is step away from all the worry of making a wrong choice and go, there is no wrong choice. There's just different choices. Come back to, what do you want? Come back to self-care. What do I want to do? Not what I think other people think I'm supposed to do. What if I don't? What if this? What if that? What about? That's anxiety and fear of making a wrong choice. That's why you're so confused. I don't want to make a wrong choice. So with them saying that, you can ask spirit, because usually there's two things. One, if I don't know what decision to make, I'm in fear, and so I'm confused, and I'm not seeing things clearly. Or two, I don't have enough information yet, right? And so in both those cases, you can step back, ask for help, like it said, from spirit, going, can you show me, bring me information and show me things that will help this make it a no-brainer. And they'll bring things in. And if you don't know what decision to make, it's because you don't have all the choices available to you yet, and you're being held back, and you don't have all the information yet. So wait for the information. And take away the anxiety, the pressure of, I have to make a decision now. It's like, well, until I have all the information, I'm not going to make a decision. And if someone goes, you need to make a decision now, then the answer is no. I'm not going to do any of that. Because if you don't have enough information, you can't make an educated decision yet. So I like that. Sorry. Falling off my chair. All right. So that is what they have for that one. And then for your next one here, let's give that a love and a like here. Thank you for your additional donation. So here we are. For which among the above technologies, please check, will I get good opportunities in your hometown? And for the next period of your life, will you be able to stay in Kolkata and continue work as it's difficult for you to move out? All right, let's take a look here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's take a look here. We're just going to get the energy first of any of those. We'll get good opportunities in your hometown. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. All right. And then for the next period of your life, will you be able to stay there, continue work? Because it's difficult for you to move out, but not impossible. I did feel here that for a couple, you do have to move out, and that it's for you to move out too. Because you have the Justice card, which is balancing things out, looking at things from a higher perspective, getting out of the fears, getting out of the anxieties, right? The Justice card is balance those scales because it's out of balance, right? You're focused on all this, the mind, the anxiety. I'm confused. There's so much fear. Instead, it's like, whoo, take some breaths, like I said, and breathe in peace and breathe out worry, so that you can see things. But knowing that whatever your path is, things just will unfold for you, that you don't have to worry so much about making wrong decisions. When you follow your heart, things just open up. But when you're trying to live out of fear, that's when it's hell, right? All right, so number 1, UX 1, you have the 6 of Swords. 6 of Swords, for that, you would need to move. The 6 of Swords is leaving old ways of thinking behind, moving to new ways of thinking, from choppy waters to calmer waters. It's a movement type of energy. So for number 1, you would have to move. Number 2, 4 of Pentacles. Front end development does show here. This is the home card, so you could be able to stay home for number 2. Number 3, data business analyst. 7 of Wands. Yeah, that one you would need to. This is about you not asking permission to shine, not dimming your light. It feels very movement energy. It's about being on your own, standing on your own kind of energy. And then the mysterious number 4 energy, the Knight of Swords. I do feel like this one was also a movement energy here. So really the only one that you could really have is the front end development, is the only one to be at home here. For the next period of your life, are you going to be able to stay there for work? You have the Tower card. Yeah, it's the removal of things out of your life to make space for things that are more in alignment for it. Very much energy of moving here. Yeah, the 7 of Swords, getting out of your head, those fears and thoughts that steal things out of your life. So this belief that it's hard for me, it's difficult for me to move out, as long as you have that belief, guess what? It is. When you change that to go, you know what? This is my path, and I know that it can be easy for me to move out. And thank you for bringing me the ways to move out. And, but if we are like, oh God, no, it's difficult, I can't. Guess what? You can't. It's like, whether whether you believe you can or you can't, you're right. It's that whole saying, whatever you believe is what you bring in, right? So that's important. And yeah, in the 9 of Swords, you have the 7 of Swords, the 9 of Swords. Yeah, there's all of this, these fears of being away and moving away, all these beliefs here. And to all of those beliefs, you can say,
no, 1,000 times no.
You don't have to believe them. You can change those mindsets. You can change those beliefs, right? All right. Let's switch. Your final fortune cookie is here. Sudeshna. See what else they have here. But I do feel like there is movement. And it's good. It's growth for you. It allows you to shine and allows you to be you, Yeah, helps you believe in yourself. As I was saying, literally, self-belief. I am brave and I choose to be the architect of my life. The angels ask you to claim your power. This will lead you to fulfill your dreams and create the life, relationships, and abundance that you deserve and long for. When your self-belief is strong and your faith in your abilities is high, you easily hear and follow your intuition. But when you doubt yourself and you're in your fears, right? All right. So that is what they have for you, Sudeshna. So many blessings to you. All right. So I've reached over 3 hours. I'm going to go eat and I will return here, everybody. But let me jot down all the donations here. So I did have one come through the Cash App, and let me just, I'll have to see whose name that is here. I don't want to say their name here. Oh, okay, Lucky. Thank you, Lucky. Thought that was you. I was like, that is you. I didn't want to say it and it be wrong, though. And let's see, that timestamp came in after Alice here. So Lucky, you are after that. And then Eros Kafisi. You are up after that. So I still have donations remaining. I've got Johanna will be up first when I return, and then Rashmi, you'll be up after that, and then Alice, and then Lucky, and then Eros Kafisi. So I'm going to go probably take about an hour to eat and just to kind of regenerate. But first, I need to find out here, how do I take print screens? I didn't realize how to do that. Okay, so let me do that really quick here because I don't want to disconnect first, but let me just, I'll look over here, maybe. Come on. Oh, here it comes. All right, so let me see here. Grabbing screen shots on Windows 11. All right, let's see what AI says. Windows key Shift S. Windows key Shift S. Ooh, okay. Grab this. All right. All right. And let's see, where did you put that? Let me just make sure here. I'm so sorry, but I should have done this before. I just didn't even think about it. So those things when you get a new computer, I haven't had to take screenshots yet. And now I'm like, oh yeah. So let's see here. Windows Explorer. Under documents. Nope. Downloads. Nope. Pictures, screenshots. There they are. Okay, good. All right, I found out where they are. All right. So we got those, right? Let me make sure here. We're just doing some things here. So I did capture that down to that. There. All right, perfect. We are in the know now. So let's see, what was that? Windows Shift S. There it goes again. All right, we'll grab those. There it is. All right, thank you guys so much for your patience and learning along with brudda-zen. If you want to know how to take screenshots, all you have to do is Windows Shift S on a PC. All right, let's grab this. Okay. And like I said, I'll be back in about an hour or so. And we'll finish everything. After I'm done, I do post a pinned comment listing the order of all the readings that I complete. And the timestamps as well. Talking at the same one. It doesn't always, whoops, don't do that. I forget, don't do that. Okay, there we go. I went into Mac mode and did a different one, and it brought up something. No, don't do that. Okay, I think I got them all here. All right, and thank you, Lucky. I do see here, whoops, wrong mouse. Let me just close this over here. Yeah, I do see a second donation. Let's see, did you put your questions over there? All right. Okay, thank you. So Lucky, make sure to put your questions. So I see the first one. Who's responsible for the constant harassment? So if you have a second question, make sure to put that out right now so I can grab it. And we'll put that here, my little list. And like I said, everybody, I will return and complete out all the free readings too. So I will complete everything today as well. So thank you guys again so much for your patience in getting to your readings and all the thumbs up. It does help spread the Zen love, and I'm so grateful for all of that love and support. And so, Lucky, do you have another question? Let's see. Initials, I saw that. Oh, will your neighbor get arrested? Okay. Thank you. Let me grab that. There we go. Got it. Snipping tool. I'll have to remember. I think I can activate that somewhere on my page for next time. So, all right. So that is it, everybody. Thank you again so much for all of the love and support. Till I see you again, remember, every second of every day, you are eternally and unconditionally loved by the Mother and Father of all things, our Creator. And of course, I love you too. So until I see you again, much love. Hang in there. Take care of yourself. Remember, have some fun. Because why are we being so serious? Life is a playground. Let's go play, right? All right, everybody. I'll see you soon. Take care.